Other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You're listening to Joey Clark. Joey Clark. Joey Clark. Joey Clark. You're listening to Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. Coming in style and shades, Eddie Bader sliding on into his chair just in time. Welcome into the program. Thank God for another beautiful day, as well as hoping it's a good show. And Montgomery still needs a new mayor. But Eddie Bader, how you doing today?
Doing good, buddy. Doing good. Good start to the morning.
Yeah.
Got up early. Got some stuff done today, so I could be here with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you seem good today.
Yeah. Well, that song, I listened to that song this morning when I was on my walk that you put out there. Really enjoyed that. Shared it with anybody.
Swear I'm not in love.
It was it's a great tune.
Yeah, just kind of like I made a little thing on my guitar and then made a AI like instrumental out of it and had the instrumental for weeks.
Yeah.
And Friday night, like the lyrics, the dun 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 dun, the lyrics kind of fell out of the clear blue sky.
Man, it was great. I really
It's
enjoy
like,
it.
now let's fully Teddy Pendergrass this.
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. And no, I've been making a lot of those actually. I
Yeah.
just let into on the live stream. They could hear another one I made.
Oh, nice.
Just to lead in here before we get going. You know, Trump did a long interview with Squawk Box on CNBC. We could play some of that.
Okay.
The nominee for Fed Chair, Kevin Warsh, he is taking on senators, in particular Elizabeth Warren.
They're going to beat him up a little bit today.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren is just
Awful.
she's quite something.
Just awful.
And of course, yesterday I didn't get to the psychedelic therapy being signed, an executive order on psychedelic therapy for PTSD, in particular
Saw that.
veterans, by the president. Even Joe Rogan joining in.
Okay,
the
did you
Oval
watch the Rogan thing with?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see Rogan doing all he could do not to laugh a couple different times? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And also just trying to like keep it together there in the Oval Office.
I kept thinking, dude, did he take something that's about to kick in? Because he did. He's looking around like, hey, y'all see
What
that?
also cracked me up after he gave, I thought it was a brilliant statement from behind Trump in the Oval.
Oh, yeah.
Trump goes, little liberal, Joe, but we'll take it. Just silliness. Also, a story I didn't get to yesterday is why the FBI secretly investigated Bigfoot and the brutal truth they found. The brutal truth they found. It's from an old magazine. Now, I guess online they're still doing like, Popular Mechanics.
Oh, yeah. I used to love Popular Mechanics.
Oh, yeah, it used to
As
be a
kids,
big deal.
Yeah. Popular Mechanics and Popular Science. That was a nerd book of mine.
So there's all sorts of stuff we could jump into, but like, how about some good news?
All right, what you got?
Because it often feels like we're not going in the right direction. In fact, in a second, I'll get into a super thread, mega thread of all the presidents that, especially in the 1700s, 1800s, their
Yeah.
favorite books that they like to read. What you'll find is a pretty consistent pattern. And it's like we need to get presidents and people that follow presidents and vote for presidents back to that. But it does seem like on our deeper values, we've lost a lot of ground. Maybe
yeah.
we're gaining and picking back up, but it seems like over the last, say the 20th century,
been
we lost a
eroded away.
lot of ground on underlying values. And yet, there are true material advances. Like when you have brilliant minds that actually go and tackle a problem and use also the means to tackle the problem. Like, for instance, there's a parasite that has been eating people for 3,500 years. It's about to be wiped off the face of the earth. It's infected 3.5 million people in 1986. This parasite did.
Really?
Last year, it infected 10. And apparently this has not made any news headlines. Why is it that the really like amazing accomplishments just, well, we already knew that was going to happen. It's called guinea worm.
Okay, I think I've seen that. I went on the rabbit hole. Yeah.
You drink contaminated water from a pond in a poor village. A year later, a worm up to 3 feet long starts coming out of your leg through a burning blister. Well, that's a nightmare. There is no pill that stops it and no surgery that works. You wrap the worm around a stick and you pull it out slowly over days or weeks, inch by inch. If you rush, the worm breaks inside you and causes a fresh infection. Guinea worm is ancient. Preserved worms have been pulled out of Egyptian mummies from around 1000 BC, 1,000 years before Christ. The Ebers Papyrus, an Egyptian medical scroll from 1550 BCE, 1,500 years before Christ, describes pulling the worm out with a stick. For 3,500 years, that was the best humans could do. And it probably stretches back thousands and thousands of more years. That's just what's documented. Then in 1986, public health workers decided to kill the parasite off. They had no vaccine and no drug. What they had was cheap cloth water filters and a small army of volunteers willing to walk from village to village for decades. Sorry, the JFK got my tongue again.
Always gets you.
It does. By the way, I tried to add this new AI filter to make your skin tone look better. I don't know if it's making the stream like
I didn't know my
like
skin tone was that bad, but thanks for.
Oh no, you often are self-conscious about it, so I just wanted to add that extra. It just smooths it out. I tested it on myself. It just smooths it.
I'm the most soulful person here, but I'm the whitest guy on camera.
Actually, like it does look different. Like I'm looking at you in person.
Yeah.
And like this part right here, it's not on the camera.
Huh.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Everything,
I can't even see that far.
Everything is so fake these days.
Oh, Joe, okay. Not to go too far off the rails, but yes, a realtor friend of mine posted a picture this morning.
We'll get back to the guinea worm in a second.
And I was like, dude, this looks a lot like you, but it's something's off. He goes, yeah, man, I've been using AI. It's like, dude, I mean, they look good, but
Hey,
I've known him for so long. I'm like,
the
something's
ladies have been
missing.
doing false advertising
Oh, yeah.
for years with the
Big
makeup and the angle of the
Makeup,
photo.
the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then also the group photos. There's a reason you do the group photo. Because the group photo, you're like, man, look at all these beautiful women.
All the beautiful women.
But if you zoom, a lot of beautiful women still.
Yeah, but
And you know, honestly, I think there's a lot more trouble that comes with the beauty than
the beast.
and sometimes it's worth it. Seriously. Hot girl problems.
No thanks.
Goodness gracious. Just give somebody I can pray with.
Yeah.
I'm at that point. Well, not completely. I admit it. Anyway, back to the guinea worm.
Yeah.
The plan was simple. Give everyone who drinks from a pond a cloth filter to strain out the tiny water fleas that spread this parasite. Then send volunteers walking house to house, year after year, teaching people how to use the filters and keeping anyone with an emerging worm out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
It worked. From 3.5 million cases a year to 10. 4 were in Chad, 4 in Ethiopia, 2 in South Sudan. The other 4 countries where the worm used to be common, Angola, Cameroon, and the Central African Republic, and Mali, had 0 human cases for the second year in a row.
Who did this for them? I mean, they all get together as a people and say, hey, we want to do this, or did someone outsider do it, Joey?
It sounds like it's a combination of both, actually. But the World Health Organization has already certified 200 countries as guinea worm free.
Nice.
6 are left. The last hurdle is dogs. By the way, I've been trying to, with Rosetta Stone, learn Latin.
Yeah.
Just to help with the old school prayers.
Okay.
And it's still on Rosetta Stone going real slow. And
Of
I'm like, I'm a baby. But it's kind of working because I was stopped at the intersection there of Perry Hill and Carmichael Road to turn to come into work here. And an adorable dog stuck its head out the window. And I went, oh, canis. I'm like, hey, I'm learning Latin. Canis.
Did you try to pet him or anything?
No, I just.
Can I pet that dog?
No, yeah, like adorable. Anyway, that just cracked me up. I'm like,
Well, there you go. You got to use it in everyday language, or you will forget about it.
Right. Now, I don't know how to conjugate it correctly at this point because the Latin changed. Anyway, the last hurdle getting rid of the guinea worm is dogs. Cameroon has 445 infected animals last year, and Chad had 147. So a lot of the remaining work is on animals, not humans. Strays get leashed, and crews treat ponds to kill any remaining worms. The campaign keeps watching until the number hits zero.
Pretty good.
When the guinea worm hits 0, it will become the second human disease ever erased from the planet. Only the second.
Okay.
The first was smallpox. It will be the first parasite humans have ever wiped out and the first disease ever ended without a single dose of medicine. Volunteers walked village to village with cloth filters for 40 years.
Good Lord.
Now a plague from the age of the pharaohs is about to be gone. The truly great story, because you always think it's like modern medicine and these amazing
No, it's just
technical advances and
put a filter on your water.
just
thing.
a
Kinda
little common
saying
sense.
it's a little
Now,
no-brainer,
also,
actually.
this it does show the beauty of developing. Like, how many folks around here have ever gotten guinea worm?
I gotta go with none probably.
So you got to wonder
Get
where it's
chiggers every
native
once in a
to.
while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the underarm.
Oh, you
area.
get chiggers there man, chiggers drive me nuts.
Yeah, tiny little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just red bumps and itching.
You ever get fleas?
Oh yeah, man. Dude, the worst. I showed a house one time, and we literally were in and out within a couple of minutes because of the fleas. I mean, we had white socks on, so we took our shoes off.
Yeah.
You couldn't hardly see my socks. It's just fleas.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, I left the socks on the front porch.
It's very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
So now shifting gears to the president of the United States, because
Presidente.
in the news today is War Eagle, Alabama native, Tim Cook.
Yeah.
He's stepping down as CEO of
Yep.
Apple on his own accord. He's been there for years.
Yep.
And Trump put out an interesting Truth Social post about this. I've always been a big fan of Tim Cook. And likewise Steve Jobs, but if Steve was not taken from the planet Earth so young and ran the company instead of Tim, the company would have done well, but nowhere near as well as it has under Tim. For me, it began with a phone call from Tim at the beginning of my first term. He had a fairly large problem that only I, as president, could fix. Most people would have paid millions of dollars to a consultant who I probably would not have known, but who would say he knew me well. The The fees would be paid, but the job would not have gotten done. When I got the call, I said, wow, it's Tim Apple Cook calling. How big is that? I was very impressed with myself for having the head of Apple calling to, quote unquote, kiss my ass. Anyway, he explained his problem, a tough one it was. I felt he was right and got it taken care of quickly and effectively. That was the beginning of a long and very nice relationship. During my 5 years as president, Tim would call me, but never too much, and I would help him where I could. Years later, after 3 or 4 big helps, I started to say to people, anyone who would listen, that this guy is an amazing manager and leader. He makes these calls to me. I help him out, but not always, because he will on occasion be too aggressive in his ask, and he gets the job done quickly without a dime being given to those very expensive millions of dollars consultants around town who sometimes get it done and sometimes don't. Anyway, Tim Cook had an amazing career, almost incomparable, and I will go on and continue to do great, and will go on and continue to do great work for Apple and whatever else he chooses to do work on. Quite simply, Tim Cook is an incredible guy, President Donald J. Trump. How about that? Like, print that out and frickin' frame it in
That's
gold.
hysterical.
Etch it in gold and put it on your wall.
Are you going to
That's
put
so funny.
the ass in italicized?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just such I was very let me go back to this. When I got a call, I said, wow, it's Tim Apple Cook. Like, it says Tim Apple and then parentheses Cook with an exclamation point. Wow, it's Tim Apple Cook calling. How big is that? I was very impressed with myself to have the head of Apple calling to kiss my ass.
Dude, he's gangster.
You know, Tim, like, if I would be tickled pink if the president of the United States did something like that, where he's still messing with you,
yeah.
but then he's also like praising you to the moon and back.
That's the relationship you probably got with me, though. That's just hysterical.
But Tim Cook's story, it's kind of interesting. A lot of folks told him, do not take that job.
Yeah, well,
A lot of folks said, don't go there because of
handle the
Steve.
pressure, yeah.
In particular, Steve Jobs. But in 98, every CEO Tim Cook trusted told him taking the Apple job would be career suicide. He was my age. He was 37, running global operations at Compaq, the world's biggest PC maker. Apple was barely alive. Microsoft had quietly invested $150 million the summer before just to keep them solvent. Annual revenue had crashed from $11 billion in 1995 to under $6 billion. There was only $6 billion in revenue, right? There was less than 90 days of cash in the bank when Steve Jobs came back as interim CEO. Cook took the meeting with Jobs out of curiosity. 5 minutes in, he changed his mind and said yes. 10 months later, he made his first real call. The first iMac was still unannounced. Cook quietly bought $100 million of air freight space ahead of launch, betting that if it was a hit, competitors would have no planes left to ship PCs over the holidays. The iMac was a hit. The competitors got buried. Jobs noticed. Cook's meetings run on quiet questions and long pauses. He sits in silence for 20 to 30 seconds while you sweat, slowly tearing the wrapper off an energy bar. If you are unprepared, he says, next, and flips the agenda. According to the Wall Street Journal, people have walked out in tears. He once snapped because Apple shipped 25 computers to South Korea instead of Japan. 25 units out of millions. He told the room, we're losing our commitment to excellence. In April 2021, Apple shipped one new iOS pop-up. It asks if an app can track you across the internet. Most people tap no. Less than a year later, Meta posted earnings and lost $232 billion of market value in a single day, the biggest one-day drop in U.S. stock market history. Meta's CFO told investors the Apple pop-up alone would cost them $10 billion in revenue a year. Cook never said a word about it in public. Cold-blooded. War Eagle. A few other moves from this run. He came out as gay in a Bloomberg Businessweek essay in 2014. No CEO of Apple's size had ever publicly done that. He has promised to give away his entire personal fortune. By the way, like, you could be like, I think homosexual activity is a sin. But, like, who cares? He makes a good phone. Like, I really could not care less. Like, give me the phone. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I don't, like, that's how the market should work.
Yeah, it's how it's supposed to work.
Right.
I don't care about anything else other than the product I'm trying to get from you.
Right. And then I'll pray for you, man.
Right. That's all I can do.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think you're doing okay. Anyway, he has promised to give away his entire personal fortune. Forbes put it at around $3 billion today, almost all of it Apple stock. He plans to pay for his nephew's college first and give the rest away while he is still alive. He launched that'll help with the praying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give away everything you own.
Why not?
But he launched the $3,499 Vision Pro headset in 2024 and watched it fail. Yeah, it failed hard. The demos were cool, but I was like, why would I want to? Well, he has so much battery life. Also, you know how we wear headphones for a long time and it just gets hot, especially if it's noise canceling, like they have their own battery pack in them and stuff. Yeah, it's just, why would I want to wear that? I just get a big TV.
It's just too close.
Or a big monitor or something. But roughly 45,000 units sold in the whole holiday quarter of 2025. Production was quietly stopped. No press release. He has not said how he feels about it. He still wakes up at 4 a.m. He still eats the same brand cereal. Ew. Man, this guy, I feel like if he had not gone into business, he might have been a serial killer. He still gets lunch from the company cafeteria. At 65, sitting on a $3 billion fortune, he runs his daily life like he is still the operations guy from Alabama who took a meeting with Steve Jobs out of curiosity. On September 1st, that operations job ends. The new operations guy, John Turnus, takes the chair. But dadgum, when you see, anyway, he called me up to kiss my ass. Tim Apple.
Sorry, but that's one of the biggest things I'm going to remember from that conversation. Tim Apple.
Tim Apple.
Bit of a brown noser.
No, but I mean, fantastic. Like some of these cold-blooded killers, man, in especially the top flight business world, people can get all envious or whatever about them as you like.
Who you telling?
You know what I mean, though? Like some folks just assume if somebody's got a lot of money, they're an a-hole who did like really dirty things to get it. And you know what? Most of the time, you're not wrong, folks. But occasionally you see some of these guys and some of these stories, and you're like, no, that person is rich. Or that person is in that position because they're just that damn good. Excuse me, pardon me.
No, it's not just that, but it's opportunity. And a lot of people, you have to be willing to take advantage of opportunity. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, they just can't do that.
You got to have the nerves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. At the very beginning of that story, like most folks would not have taken that job with Steve Jobs as the company looks like it's going into the toilet.
But he's like, hey, why not?
Yeah.
You got to be, you have to be.
Well, he trusted the visionary. Yeah. He trusted the idea guy.
No, he kind of trusted his own instincts too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then the cojones to be like, I'm gonna buy all these planes.
Yeah,
yeah. They're just that good, and that's what I mean by just that good. It's not just smart. A lot of smart people out there with all sorts of ideas, and they're poor or they're broke. And
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want
appreciate it, brother.
Look at me.
Appreciate it.
Look at me.
I'm trying though.
Well, you keep buying jet skis, so
didn't buy one this week.
Not this week. Okay. Anyway, War Eagle. And congratulations to Tim Cook on a great career. And that's got to be a sweet spot because he's not going to just go fishing.
No.
He's going to be able to now. I think there are a few folks like, Sergey Brin at Google gets to do this where he just freelances in the company. Yeah, just has fun.
Hang out. You want to go for lunch?
Work some project he wants to work on.
I'd like to be in on this.
Well, and he also will try to test stuff because he knows the whole system in and out. So, and then he's occasionally had people don't know who he is. And it's hilarious. You got to be, what's the one? Undercover Boss. But
I watched one last night where
You did watch boss, Undercover Boss.
It's just a 5 minutes little video, but the boss of the company got fired.
Yeah.
He couldn't keep up with demand. He couldn't pack 90 packages in an hour, and he got fired. He's like, I've never felt so disrespect. I got fired from my own company.
272-9228. If you want to get on the conversation, that's 334-272-9228. And I want to end this segment with, in a moment, a statement put out by Bishop Robert Barron. In fact, I would love to try to get this guy on the show. I'm sure he'd do some media with us. A lot of questions I would have for him. If you've never watched any of his sermons and speeches, folks, it's just fantastic stuff. But he put out a distinction. Last week there was the whole war between the Pope and the president and all that stuff. Yeah,
it's all done now.
And it went from Trump being Trump to the media just feasting on blood in the water and ascribing to both of them all sorts of things. And like it definitely became this big operation of
Yep.
softening certain voting cohorts and demographics and yada, yada, yada. But I want to end with that first, though. I got to mention this part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings.
Yep.
And they're at Dylan Rings. They are ready to help you across the board, including great inventory there that Leslie and Josh put together. From high-end pieces, one-of-a-kind pieces, watches. We don't talk about those enough, but men and women's watches.
Some beautiful men's watches over there.
And by the way, you can get like a lifetime battery card.
Yeah, that's right.
For those watches, especially when you buy one there at Dylan Rings. But of course, they also have, everyday jewelry items. They aren't going to break the bank or break your heart, but you still want to wear some jewelry when say you're going like on a big vacation for the summer down to the
cruise
beach.
Or something, you go to the beach, but
yeah,
do you really want to put your most expensive
You're going to
stuff
Vegas.
on? Oh,
you know what I mean? You don't want to be wearing your most
you want to be
expensive
blinging, but not with the expensive
right,
stuff.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Or it could be like something more adorable, like a starter set for the little girl, like the niece or the daughter or the grandkid in your life. And of course, they can also do repair work, custom design work, which I'm working with Josh on a unique piece. I'm excited to see it. I'm anxious to see it, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm real excited, actually. And of course, they can also do things like spa treatments. So maybe you have jewelry you wear all the time, have for years, and it looks like you've been wearing it for years. What if it could shine and shimmer like it's brand new again? Well, they can do that there at Dylan Rings. So stop by today. That's here in Montgomery, off of Atlanta Highway, 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery. And just be sure when you stop by to tell Josh and Leslie Ryder that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. And we'll tell you a little more about them a little later in the program. But Bishop Barron, here's just a straight up thing.
All right.
There's way past the absurd and deeply divisive war, quote unquote, between the president and the Pope, which has been enthusiastically ginned up for years. And actually, because a lot of folks like all of a sudden became like Catholic experts all of a sudden, like because they read a book or they read a tweet.
Watch the podcast.
Right. It's actually indicated in like the Catechism of the Catholic Church, paragraph 2309 to be precise. But it's all sorts of, lays out things for just war, like proportionality, last resort, declaration of a competent authority. It can't just be some randos here in Alabama like, we're going to war against Ecuador. I don't know why I said Ecuador, maybe because it rhymed. But it also points out that the evaluation of these conditions, like if you're going to decide what's a just war, for moral legitimacy belongs to the prudential judgment of those who have responsibility for the common good. The assumption is that the just war principles function, to use a technical term, as heuristic devices designed to guide the practical decision-making of those civil authorities who have to adjudicate matters of war and peace. To put it simply, the church lays out, and I'd hope every church lays out, this idea of what is actually just war. What are the basic moral principles as gleaned, in particular from the gospel and from scriptures, that when you're going to a war, what makes a war just, what makes a war unjust? But it's the person who has to decide. As I was saying a couple weeks ago in my writing and talking and thinking about this, it's got to be the president who decides that. It's got to be the vice president and all sorts of folks up and down the chain. The folks who actually have to have their finger hover over the button or the go code, they're the ones that actually have to make decisions. And so a bit of deference should be given to the folks that have to bear the weight of that responsibility and that authority. The role of the church, therefore, says Bishop Barron, is to call for peace and to urge that any conflict be strictly circumscribed by moral constraints of the just war criteria, but is not the role of the church to evaluate whether a particular war is just or unjust. Amen. And from all the press stuff last week, you would think, it's just, and that's what's so frustrating. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
And it's expected at this point, especially after consuming this sewer pipe. They're just drinking right out of it for a while, but it's so frustrating.
Expected, but it's just so disappointing.
But it's not the role of the church. That appraisal belongs to civil authorities who, one presumes, have requisite knowledge of the conditions on the ground. So is the war in question truly the last resort? Is there really a balance between the good to be attained and the destruction caused by the war? Are combatants and non-combatants being properly distinguished in the waging of the conflict? Do the belligerents have right intention? Is there a reasonable hope of success? The posing of those questions, indeed the insistence upon their moral relevance, belongs rightly to the church, but the answering of them belongs to civil authorities, people in charge of governments. The Pope has said on numerous occasions that he is not a politician. and that his role is not the determination of any nation's foreign policy. But he has just as clearly said that he will continue to speak for peace and for moral constraint. In making both of these claims, he's operating perfectly within the framework of what the Catholic Church believes in particular. I think just in good common sense. If we understand that the Pope and the President have qualitatively different roles to play in the determination of more action in regard to war, we can, I hope, extricate ourselves from the completely unhelpful narrative of Pope versus President. But Bishop Barron, it's just so much fun.
Got me there. It is kind of fun.
272-9228. That's 324-272-9228. Anyway, we got to hit a break here. The POTUS called into CNBC's Squawk Box.
Yeah.
And gave a long interview. At one point, he goes, it was supposed to be 20 minutes, but I'll give you more time.
I swear he reminds me of, I hate saying it this way, but he reminds me of Fidel Castro. Fidel, you could never get him to shut up once you get him in front of the mic.
Well, he had a lot to say about all sorts of matters. Like, in particular, Iran is where the interview starts. But then he gets into Kevin Warsh. I think he's a great guy. Yeah. And then look what happened with NIL. The courts destroyed college sports. Gets into that. I watch this low IQ guy, Representative Jeffries. He's a total low IQ person. And he's always ranting and raving. Oh, this war is so terrible. So we'll definitely get to some of that. You have Elizabeth Warren sparring. And over the weekend, by the way, Trump essentially eulogized Charlie Kirk all over again at a big Turning Point USA event.
The event. I saw part of that.
We could definitely get to that. Also, Coach Tuberville. Thank you, Coach. He asked the commander of the Indo-Pacific Command about Bitcoin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the commanders, it's a great answer.
Okay.
It makes me go, yeah.
Really?
No, thank you for asking that question, Coach. That's a great question. And again, we've got the FBI investigating Bigfoot and Joe Rogan in the Oval Office, pushing psychedelic therapy that Trump signed for veterans. And a lot of veterans were there, too, not just Joe Rogan. But anyway, there's plenty to get to today.
Also, there's supposed to be a news conference from the Alabama AG. Did you see anything on that?
Yeah, I talked to Sky Mosley about it because I was looking for, the big announcement.
Yeah.
And apparently it's like a little over $12 million settlement with an online gambling group.
Okay.
Yeah, $12 million is that's a lot of money, but in
if you're giving it to you or me, it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Other than that,
all right.
Come on. I thought I was.
Look at this. I never even stepped foot in that den of sin, virtual or otherwise. I don't like to gamble, and look at what I get. Nothing.
Right, nothing.
I get nothing. Instead, the gamblers get their winnings, and the state gets their cut.
Yeah, you just get out. Is all you get.
How about giving me a cool meal, and I'll shut up about it? But yeah, no, it wasn't that.
Dang, I really thought it was going to be.
All due respect to the AG's office, to me, I was like, yeah.
Take the money and do something crazy with it, like something good. Then you'll get my attention. But
anyway.
Criminals take away criminals' money.
We do have to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Middays, short drive, north side, west side, south side in Montgomery. It's I-J-O-E-Y, Joey Clark and Eddie Bader.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Congressman Barry Moore has always delivered for Alabama. As a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Barry Moore earned a score of 100 from Heritage Action for protecting our values. He's helped thousands of Alabama families, fought for our veterans as a veteran himself, and secured millions for infrastructure, first responders, and public safety. Barry Moore helped pass Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, delivering tax cuts for hardworking Alabama families, and stood strong to secure our borders. Now, Barry is taking that fight to the United States Senate. Barry Moore will defend our freedoms, defend the Second Amendment, protect our children, stand up for parents, and keep boys out of girls' sports while continuing to cut taxes and lower prices. Endorsed by President Trump, Barry Moore is a proven conservative Alabama can trust.
I'm Congressman Barry Moore. I've rolled up my sleeves in Congress, and I'll keep fighting for Alabama in the U.S. Senate. I'm Barry Moore, a conservative fighter, and I approve this message.
Approved and paid for by Barry Moore for U.S. Senate.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street is following global markets higher and oil prices are easing ahead of another round of U.S.-Iran talks in Pakistan. The financial markets also watching Capitol Hill as President Trump's nominee for the Federal Reserve Chair, Kevin Warsh, appears for a Senate Banking Committee hearing. Shares of Apple have barely moved since the iPhone maker announced CEO Tim Cook was stepping down from the job he inherited from the late Steve Jobs. Cook will hand CEO duties to Apple's head of hardware engineering, John Ternus, on September 1st. U.S. benchmark crude slipped 14 cents to 87.28 per barrel. Brent crude is off 47 cents to 95.01. United Health Group soared more than 7% in pre-market trading after its first quarter results beat Wall Street's expectations. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, work for the best in the business.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. After that little temperature setback we had the other day, temperatures are rebounding in a nice way today. Sunshine, high temperature up to, let's say, 83 today. Not as cool tonight with mostly clear skies. Overnight low temperature down to about 56. I think we're in the middle 80s tomorrow, Wednesday, and also on Thursday with a good bit of sunshine. Much of Friday should be dry, but maybe some showers perhaps by Friday evening, Friday night. And at some point over the weekend, showers and thunderstorms. We'll say by late Saturday afternoon, especially Saturday evening, Saturday night into Sunday. We'll be watching that storm system as it comes together. We need the raindrops. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASC Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASC Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You're listening to Joey Clark.
There are those that think I'm a very stable genius.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy.
Welcome back. Now Trump just keeps on trumping.
Yeah, trumping on.
Yeah, put this out. Never allow the traitor Democrats. See, it's been a while since I've heard Trump hit the Democrats.
Well, they've been hitting him.
Oh, they've been hitting him like crazy, but he hasn't been hitting back much. He's been more kind of hitting the Pope and hitting the Iranians and
other distractors
and hitting NATO. Paper tiger.
Big time.
Yeah, man.
Prove it, too.
But never allow the traitor Democrats like low IQ person Hakeem Jeffries or crying Chuck Schumer or the totally corrupt fake news media such as the phony and decaying Wall Street Journal, the failing New York Times, subscriptions way down.
Oh, yeah.
Or dying 60 Minutes to demean or criticize Operation Midnight Hammer, which totally obliterated the nuclear dust locations to the point where bloodthirsty Iran had been unable to get to it or dig it out. Space Force has cameras on every inch of the 3 sites that were so brilliantly hit last June. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump. So let's get a taste of what he's been saying today, what he's been saying this morning. Again, he did a long interview on Squawk Box.
He likes to hear himself talk a little bit.
I think he actually likes these people, too. Likes the whole panel, kind of enjoys the back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell when he's enjoying himself in some of these media hits. But here is the president talking about Iran.
2 days ago when they said they won't send them, I said they'll be sending them. They have no choice but to send them. What I think is that we're going to end up with a great deal.
Oh, by the way, that was the thing. Remember where Iran was like not going to go to the peace talks?
Oh, yeah. I remember they weren't going to show.
They were going to show, and it's just not going to hold at all. It's like, no, they're going. All of a sudden. Yeah, there's a lot of nonsense being spilled out there, especially around
everywhere, man.
Anyway.
I think they have no choice. We've taken out their Navy. We've taken out their Air Force. We've taken out their leaders, frankly, which does complicate things in one way, but these leaders are much more rational. It is regime change, no matter what you want to call it, which is not something I said I was going to do, but I've done it, indirectly maybe, but I've done it. And I think we're in a very strong negotiating position to do what other presidents should have done during a 47-year period. We have 47 years where these bloodthirsty people have been killing a lot of soldiers, a lot of our soldiers, and a lot of other people. They've killed 42,000 people over the last 2 months. And, you get to a point where people don't want to mention that. They don't like mentioning that. 42,000 unarmed protesters, innocent unarmed protesters, many of them hung. So we're not dealing with the nicest group of people. But
and Trump, of course, also put out a whole photo gallery of 8, photos. 10, 12 young women that the Iranians are going to apparently hang to death.
Yep. Haven't done it yet, but that's the plan.
Yeah, it makes you go, okay. Well, at least I think he also asked, saying, don't do that. Maybe it's a good opening act of goodwill for these negotiations. Don't hang them.
But he asked the same thing of that wrestler before they did that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not dealing with, and that's the thing I guess a lot of people are going to learn. There is a difference between the diplomacy side of Iran and the guys who's actually got the finger on the trigger.
Now, here's Trump being asked by a Joe on Squawk Box. Well, do you think we're going to get a deal done? What are the odds?
You're saying that you need at least the prospects for a signed deal today and tomorrow, or else you would resume bombing Iran.
Well, I expect to be bombing because I think that's a better attitude to go in with. But we're ready to go. I mean, the military is raring to go. They are absolutely incredible. You know, I built the military in my first term. I'm using it now. The military, when I took it over from Barack Hussein Obama, it was so depleted, so sad. And I built it in my first term. You remember those big numbers. You talked to me about it once. That's a lot of money for military. I built it. We did a great job with our military. And we're using it now and rebuilding it, too. We've done a lot of rebuilding also in my first year of the second term. But we have we have the most powerful military in the world. And everybody knows it.
But that, again, if you read in between the lines, this is how Trump is. It's like, yeah. Like, this is the best way to go into this with that sort of attitude. If you go in going, I really must make a deal. Yeah.
Right. You know, with it right in your hands like this, we're not, I've got to get this done. No. He's got the upper hand, so don't be afraid to show it.
Let's go to Papa B. Hey, Papa B, how you doing?
I like your new bumper music, Joey.
Pretty good, isn't
it? It makes me laugh. I know it's stupid, but it's fun.
No, well, I mean, hey, it's better than paying the bumper music bill
100%.
every month, too. I mean, every day, too, Plus, I mean, one of them had sort of a Latin vibe to it, sort of like a Ricardo Montalban.
Ricardo Montalban, yeah.
I don't always listen to radio, but when I do, it's Joey Clark.
I love it. I love it.
Anyway, interesting things going on in Iran as usual. One thing I would say is, I wonder how much it costs to buy off a mullah nowadays, or an IRCG general. To get on radio, get on the TV, or spout off an idea. We're closing the strait back up, or we're not going to make a deal, and blah, 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 blah. You'd never catch them with their fingerprints on it, but there are a bunch of folks that just don't want the war to end.
Of course not.
They want to keep it going just as long as possible. And so they will try to do things like work through back channels to keep the ball in the air type thing, Joey, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think on every which angle of this, I mean, and not just the United States and Iran, like all sorts of different countries. Yeah. But Israel and the Gulf Arabs would love to see this continue.
Israel would love it, buddy.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Oh, one of the things that really kind of tickled me was there was this one guy in Iraq, excuse me, and he was being interviewed, and the question was, or the statement was, it looks like the Americans are coming in. And he said, well, how soon can they get here? Because he knew it was a payday, baby. It was payday. So, as bad as war is for some folks make money on it. And, they don't want to stop, their paycheck from coming in. For heaven's sake. So, I really like, the way Trump is approaching it. Where you had this little 2-week pause. And the one thing that I see happening is it's sort of an offense-only kind of thing. Look, if y'all don't act right, we're just gonna bomb the crap out of you. Offense-only type of strategy. No going in there and just ripping the heart out of the country and trying to rebuild it and nation build or anything like that. One of the mistakes I think that was made in our Iraq theater was this de-Ba'athification idea. Okay, so the whole idea was we're just going to go in there and we're going to kill everybody that identifies as that party, the Ba'ath Party. It would be on the order of killing all the Nazis in Germany after the conclusion of the war. Well, no, what happened is Eisenhower and Truman, basically, they kept everything in place. I mean, they were no longer Nazis.
Well, and there was a they kept certain people in place. There was a pretty hardcore denazification program. And let's say the Soviet side was a little rougher than our side, but yeah.
You get the idea, though. For infrastructure purposes, people that knew how to do things and could, be a part of a stable government,
right?
They kept them. Okay?
Well, and some became great scientists that built rockets for the United States.
Yes, they did.
And so you see that happening in Venezuela. Okay, we didn't go down there and just, send 100,000 soldiers in there.
Yeah.
To wipe out a bunch of gold. We just ripped the heart out. And now, okay, up next, can you do the job? Okay, you can't do the job.
Next.
Who's next? That's the kind of thing that's going on in Iraq too. So I see this strategy kind of, working out here.
Well, and I really love the term that our guest yesterday, Chuck DeCaro, came up with, art of the squeal. That he just knows how to squeeze people in the right ways. Well, it could just be a real estate deal, or it could be a grand geopolitical game like he's squeezing China, or it could be these direct actions against Iran and Cuba and Venezuela. He knows how to add the pressure along with the benefits. Like, do you want me to bomb the crap out of you, or would you like a big piece of chocolate cake? I know you like chocolate.
Do you like cake?
Especially you, Kim Jong-un. I know you like it.
Well, and it got, I would not be surprised to see boots on the ground, okay? But it would be like sword in, sword out, okay? We got an objective. We're, going in. We're taking care of that objective with our discombobulator, and then we're pulling out. Now, what do you think? Can y'all do something now? Are you ready to deal now? Or do we need to come back in there with our discombobulator?
I think we're gonna have to go back in more than one time.
Maybe so, but it'll be something like taking out the mullah here, mullah there, here mullah there, mullah everywhere, mullah. It won't be like we're coming in there and we're going to occupy and we're going to help rebuild and all that BS. So, I'm liking this strategy. I know it's not maybe the outcome that any of us wanted, and it may last a little bit longer than we thought it would, but I'm good with it.
Well, I'm continuing to pray for peace, and honestly, I'm pretty hopeful they're going to get a deal.
I hope so too. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
See you, Papa B.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Montgomery Men's Health? They can help you with low testosterone problems. They can help you with ED problems.
Right.
They can help you with PE problems. You know what that is, right?
They can help you with that.
Such nasty acronyms at times.
Yeah.
But
Science.
it is a sensitive subject.
Sure.
And it could be you're just lacking confidence throughout your life in the bedroom, but as well as like maybe that job you've been working for years, all of a sudden you're second guessing yourself. You just don't feel like the man you used to be. Or it could be you're looking to get in to just up in your game, punch in a higher floor in terms of the peptide game.
Mm-hmm.
They now have this online subscription model where you can get peptides, NAD plus as well as Samoralin. And in fact, I'm going to be doing the Samoralin and look forward to that. And you've been talking about sticking yourself, right?
No, I can't stick myself.
You can?
Mm-mm. Maybe with a little needle, but
I was about to say with that
little tiny thing. Yeah.
Well, how else are you getting a tan?
Somebody else is sticking me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The needle.
But it's a great way for like, I didn't even mean it that way. But it's a great way, especially NAD plus, to get energy, a lot of just brain power back. Also with Samoralin, if I'm saying that correctly, a natural growth hormone.
That's
so
right.
it allows you to build muscle. A lot of people take it before working out or right before bed, so they get better sleep patterns, better recovery in the morning. And it just helps generally with the weight loss program, along with diet and exercise. And so they've got all sorts of options for you there, wherever you are in life and what you're trying to accomplish as a man. Just get by Montgomery Men's Health. You can always make an appointment by calling them up at 440-3663. Again, that's 334-440-3663. Or you can book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. Well, coming up, we can keep going more with the president here.
Right.
He just kept rocking away on Squawk Box there on CNBC. But, of course, the psychedelic therapies for veterans, the FBI secretly investigating Bigfoot. Also, a Northeastern professor opened a new Instagram account. She set her age to 13. She didn't search for anything or follow anyone. Just watch Reels recommendations.
Okay.
Within 3 minutes, Instagram was feeding her porn. That's just the beginning of that story.
Wow.
Yeah. No, we talk about it often, but I know Senator Britt's office has been on top of this, and as much as we've been like, well, that solution seems... But the problem is astoundingly real.
That's awful.
Anyway. We'll be right back after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Ahead of more peace talks with Iran, President Trump is predicting a great deal to end the war. At the same time, the president continues to threaten more fighting and more bombing if negotiations should come up short. It's still not clear whether Iran plans to attend the latest round of peace talks set to take place in Islamabad, Pakistan. Virginia voters deciding on a mid-decade restricting plan that could help Democrats gain 4 more U.S. House seats. And they already enjoy a 6-5 margin. They're aiming to have a 10-1 margin over Republicans, giving them virtually total control of the congressional delegation from that state. And Democrats around the country are watching carefully. Apple CEO Tim Cook stepping down from the job he inherited from the late Steve Jobs, ending a 15-year reign. This is SRN News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. After that little temperature setback we had the other day, temperatures are rebounding in a nice way today. Sunshine, high temperature up to, let's say, 83 today. Not as cool tonight with mostly clear skies. Overnight low temperature down to about 56. I think we're in the middle 80s tomorrow, Wednesday, and also on Thursday with a good bit of sunshine. Much of Friday should be dry, but maybe some showers perhaps by Friday evening, Friday night. And at some point over the weekend, showers and thunderstorms. We'll say by late Saturday afternoon, especially Saturday evening, Saturday night into Sunday. We'll be watching that storm system as it comes together. We need the raindrops. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery Fire Rescue battled a 2-alarm house fire in Forest Hills Monday afternoon. Upon arrival, firefighters encountered heavy smoke and flames coming from within the home. Through coordinated efforts, the fire was brought under control in just over an hour with no damage to nearby properties. There were no injuries reported. Montgomery police have identified a man who was shot and killed Friday night. MPD responded to the 3200 block of Mobile Highway just after 10 p.m., where 34-year-old Fernandez Dunn had been shot. Dunn was pronounced dead on the scene. No motive or suspect has been named in the ongoing investigation. The Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce is now securing funding for the Maxwell Capital Gateway project. From new apartment towers to improved retail shopping options, the Maxwell Gateway project aims to upgrade the area for military families. The project has an estimated cost of $37 million with an expected completion in approximately 5 years. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Don't miss the River Region Healthy Living Expo happening Thursday, April 30th from 10 to 2 at the Shops at East Chase. From senior health to total wellness, it's all here and admission is free. Learn more in the Check It Out section at WAKA.com.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River Region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of healthcare you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Middays, short drive, north side, west side, south side in Montgomery. It's I-J-O-E-Y, Joey Clark and Eddie Bader.
Welcome back into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark, and joining Eddie and I, we have Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. What do I have to do to get in that little ditty?
I know, isn't that cool?
I could
like that.
make one up here in a different break.
Have your own intro.
I like that.
I could add your name in there.
I think that's good. It's very classic. It reminds me of, we were telling my fair, that old show News Radio.
Okay.
And it just reminds me of the jingles that they used to run, you know, in big time city. I think they were in Chicago or something, but I like it.
No, I didn't mean to leave you out. I just didn't have, I'm not fast enough to.
Okay, Joey.
To say Madeline from Alabama Home Mortgage.
Oh, yes.
You see, I can't actually sing it.
Hold on now. I tried to sing a song with you earlier, and everybody shot me down from the CEO on down. So.
So how is Alabama Home Mortgage? How are y'all doing?
We're doing good. So we are anticipating the new federal chairman coming in at the end of May. Now, what that will look like is yet to be determined. They won't actually have a meeting until June, so it won't be an overnight change.
Right.
But we're hoping between June and November we'll start to see some relief. But I tell people, we can only control what we can control, right? And so if you're in the market to purchase or you have found yourself in a lot more debt than you'd like to, it does makes sense to go ahead and take a look at your options.
Yes.
That doesn't hinder you from refinancing in the future. So should interest rates go down in the next 12 to 18 months, there's no such thing as pulling the trigger too early is what I'm trying to say.
That makes sense.
So as long as you have made 6 months payments on this new mortgage, whether you purchase the home or refinance, then after the 6th payment has been made, you're eligible to refinance if it benefits you.
Good deal.
So I tell people, go ahead and get in that house or go ahead and do the debt consolidation so you can breathe easier, and it can only get better from there, right?
Right.
So if the
Right.
interest rate goes down, then we can do it again.
Right.
Now, how many folks have you had that are they do fall for the solicitation? Somebody who calls them up, like the spam caller, fall for the flashy mailer, and they go down this awful nightmare of a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then finally they find their way to y'all. They're like, I wish I'd found you sooner.
Yeah, unfortunately, especially the mailers, they even use local lenders' names.
Yep.
So it may
Sure do.
say
Oh, wow.
in very small print at the bottom, not affiliated with Alabama Home Mortgage, but up on the top in big print, it'll say Alabama Home Mortgage final notice or something to get your attention. It's very sneaky. And so they call it, and, they're not talking to Alabama Home Mortgage. And here lately, I've had several, call, and then they turn around and hang up and say, that didn't feel right. That didn't sound right. And they'll call us and say, hey, I got this in the mail. And I'm just glad that their antenna went up. Yeah. It really should be illegal, and we've reported it to state banking. They're working on it, but because they don't use our full name, they get away with it. Instead of Alabama Home Mortgage, it may say ALA Home Mortgage, or they may abbreviate mortgage to MTG, or they found the loophole.
Well, and just good rule of thumb, folks, especially if you're, Madeline's here, y'all advertise, but that sort of direct solicitation, especially when it's like a notice needed and all this stuff, just throw it in the trash.
That's right.
Just don't even.
They're getting
waste
that
your time.
information from public records. So anytime a deed is filed, they're notified of that, and that's how they get the information.
Yeah, and it's a shame. And I instead want folks to go direct to y'all, just call y'all at 567-4223, and that way you're just getting off on the right first step. And especially with buying, it could be somebody's like, well, I'm not really ready to. Well, but have you done any of the legwork? Somebody could call you up and say, I'm just thinking about it, and you could go ahead and just get pre-approval done. It just gives confidence to when they do want to pull the trigger down the road.
Absolutely. We talked to a guy yesterday and said, look, I know I'm about 6 to 9 months out, but this is what I'm planning to do with some money I've come into. Should I pay off a credit card? Should I pay off my car? What's the best way to jockey myself into position so that I have the maximum purchasing power when I go to buy a home? And so we walked through all that with him yesterday. So now he has a very specific game plan so that he can use time to his advantage between now and when his lease is up in 9 months.
Now, God forbid I move up to Tennessee or move over to Georgia. Tennessee.
Or the free state of Florida.
Or the free state of Florida. Yeah. It might not even go that far. Go near my dad's neck of the woods, go on the other side of the border, go to the Redneck Riviera. And I could still call y'all up and get a mortgage deal done.
That's right. We're licensed in Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee.
Very cool. Yeah, or folks that maybe you have a beach house or a second house, kind of a getaway place, Alabama Home Mortgage can help you there, whether you're purchasing or refinancing. And is there anything I'm leaving out? I know the focus is on on Kevin Warsh and Elizabeth Warren going crazy today at the hearing against.
What's new?
Right. I know. It's so predictable. But, you're right. You can't control what the Fed Reserve chairman's going to do or what national markets are going to freak out about in any given headline cycle, news cycle. But you can prepare and understand your own situation, and y'all do that beautifully for folks. Help folks do that at Alabama Home Mortgage. Again, that number, 567-4223, or you can always apply online. They get in touch pretty quick at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, equal housing lender.
That's it.
There is a difference in mortgage companies. Y'all get in touch with Madeline and Kim today. Oh, Clark, I was about to go to you, kind sir. Just so impatient. But how?
So young, so impatient.
I know. How's the rest of life going? How's
Good.
Momming going?
Momming's good.
Loving watching your boys.
Oh, thank you. They keep us busy.
Okay, so I got an idea. I need your help with this. So my son is a little bit hesitant about me possibly putting Daniel on the inner tube behind the jet ski.
How old is Daniel?
under 6, above 4.
Yeah, I'd be a little trepidatious about
Can
that.
he swim?
Yes, like a fish. And they literally swim lessons on the regular. They do swim like fish. And funny because Daniel goes to swim lessons, complains as he's swimming. Tells you how much he hates the swim lessons as he's swimming.
Yeah.
So anyway, as a mom,
Mhm.
what can I do to make his mom and dad feel rest assured that, yeah, he's probably going to fall off, but that's what we all did as a kid, and that's how we got tougher.
Ooh, that's a hard sell, Eddie.
He's only 5?
He's only 5. Yeah, I mean, if we were
Dude,
talking
when I
about
was
like
5?
a 10-year-old, that'd be different. But
When you are not the right example.
When
Do
Justin
not
was
use
5,
yourself.
when Justin was
Okay.
5, I had him up on a wakeboard. Now his mom was nowhere around when that happened, but it happened.
Mhm.
So, but I don't want to be that guy again. I want them to celebrate this, not know that
Yeah.
they're doing it behind their backs.
yeah, let's not do that.
Well, they can swim and they got, like a life jacket.
Yeah, they got life
on.
jackets,
Yeah.
the inner tube. It's not like we're going to go 70. We might
Yeah.
go 45, 50.
Oh, 50. Yeah, that's easy.
Well, the game on the inner tube becomes who can throw you off the inner
Yeah,
tube.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Did they know how to roll?
I mean, if you're going to do it, maybe not like on a busy, like Memorial Day or 4th of July.
Okay.
Like if it's,
Okay. What's
like-
Lake Jordan? So,
yeah,
Yeah.
calm water. Yeah.
okay.
Maybe. I don't know. 5's young.
I had the same thought when he said that. I was like,
I mean,
my goodness.
my oldest will be 5 in November,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine.
Bring them
putting
up. They
him
can
on
ride
inner tube.
together.
Well, we're starting swim lessons this summer.
Cool.
So, yeah, he loves water, but he does not know how to swim despite what he tells you. He'll
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you he can swim.
I love that.
Yeah, in the bathtub.
I can swim. Fill it up, Mom.
Yeah.
No, I think the way my mom finally got me to start swimming is like, we did some lessons at the Y and
Yeah.
stuff. And one day she just got so frustrated, she threw me in, just the shallow end, thank God. And I was like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get in the pool.
I think I took swim lessons for like 3 years in a row, never passed. And then like the next year we moved to Turkey and I joined the swim team because I was too busy. My mom would tell me I was too busy telling the teacher, hey, watch this. And I'd stick my head underwater.
Sounds like you,
Yeah,
man.
I'd always try to impress the teacher.
Funny how things don't change.
No.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Good afternoon. This is Wayne.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, Joey. How about you?
Pretty good.
Good.
Oh, is this Wayne Spivey?
Yeah, that's Wayne.
I thought so.
Yeah, that's Wayne.
Hey,
Hey, buddy.
yeah, I was calling to give Madeline some on-air props.
Yeah.
She does a phenomenal job. I have worked with her on 3 houses now, and that's about all you can say. You just do a phenomenal job.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate it.
You bet. I'm glad that I caught you on there. I wanted to do that live. So yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks
man.
a lot.
Thank you, Wayne.
Hey,
and
thank you,
for
Wayne.
That's the best
putting that out
advertisement
there.
right there.
Oh, yeah. When you're on and they call, you bet. And they're not complaining, even better.
Exactly. That was not a paid endorsement.
Wayne, what are you up to these days?
I'm working hard at retirement.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
But keep yourself busy in that retirement?
Oh yeah, busier than a retired guy should be, actually.
Is that hair still whipping around in that little red Corvette?
Well, it's actually a Z car, but that's okay. It is still whipping around in the air, though.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah, well, you got to have a hair off or something like
yeah.
that. Whatever that means.
That's right.
I guess so. Hey, I just wanted to give you some accolades, and hey, guys, good show. I appreciate it, and have a good afternoon.
You too, Wayne. See you,
Thanks,
bro.
Wayne.
So, would y'all rather do this one Instagram investigation, Northeastern Professor, that I just previewed? Kind of dark,
Not
but
really, but.
I mean, but it has to do with protecting the children's. But then there's also the FBI secretly investigated Bigfoot.
Let's go with the Bigfoot.
And they found the brutal truth. Okay, fine.
Bigfoot.
He wants to do the more silly thing.
Yeah.
Shocker. Yeah. Been hanging out with you
Surprise,
too long. I already know. Like, yeah, that's another one.
Surprise.
He has a few go-tos. Shocker. Right. Sorry, I keep hitting your foot. I'm not
No, you're
playing
fine.
footsie. The FBI's vault. It's a fascinating corner of the internet and a fantastic waste of time. The Bureau's Freedom of Information Act library houses thousands of previously sealed or long buried files on very famous and very dead celebrities, criminals, politicians, and other persons of interest, and they're all on display for free public perusal, which is how you suddenly find yourself scrutinizing reports on everyone from Al Capone to Anna Nicole Smith for 3 hours one afternoon. No judging.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the FBI usually doesn't make such documents public until after the person dies, which makes one such release from the vault, 22 glorious pages concerning a creature called Bigfoot, a particularly notable for two reasons. It appears to be confirmation that A, Bigfoot is dead, and B, Bigfoot was real. The mythical creature known as Bigfoot, or if you prefer Sasquatch, what is it, Yowie? Skunk ape? Or Yayeli? Or whatever. I've heard Bigfoot or Sasquatch is the common one. Has a long, murky history. People swear they've been seeing him for centuries, usually in the woods of North America and often in the Pacific Northwest. And the part hairy ape, part hairy human, part hairy bear thing has I'm super serial, guys. Man bear appears big is real. Has inspired such fervor among his fanatics that the fiercest devotees have even gotten the government involved in the pursuit of the truth. Bigfoot's official file, which we gleefully examined, and this is from Popular Mechanics, folks, in full, like the proud investigative journalists we are, mostly follows the correspondence between the Bigfoot Information Center and Exhibition, the BIC, in the Dallas, Oregon, and the FBI Scientific and Technical Services Division from 1976 to 1977. In 1976, BIC Director Peter Byrne requested the FBI test a strange hair sample. We do not often come across hair which we are able to identify, and the hair that we have now, about 15 hairs attached to a tiny piece of skin. It is the first that we have obtained in 6 years, which we feel may be of importance.
Can you imagine dedicating your life's work to this?
There are worse things. There are worse things.
No, I'm all about good.
I know, it'd be a silly existence.
Yeah, I'm not one for the
You had to be, all right, what happens when you're bought into that for 30 years and all of a sudden one day you wake up and you're like, you know what? I think this has been a load of crap the whole time. My whole life, my whole existence.
Yeah, but there are guys that work a factory job who feel that way too.
Oh, yeah. Every time they go in.
At least I was having a lot of fun with the lie. You know what I mean?
You suddenly just,
Right.
you know, or what happens if you see him and you have that conversation with him and he goes, hey, shh, I'm not real. Nobody's going to believe you. And he
On
walks
my
away.
way into Montgomery, maybe they're a listener of the show. I saw somebody driving a Jeep and they had a tire cover on
Yeah,
the
the
back.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, and it had Bigfoot and UFOs and everything. And then their tag was retired military. And I was
They
like,
probably are
well,
listening.
maybe they know a little something we don't know.
There you go.
Well, the FBI, in a letter back to this guy, Byrne, the FBI admitted its lab, quote, primarily conducts exams for law enforcement agencies in connection with criminal investigations, but eventually agreed to inspect the hairs after several newspapers, including the New York Times and Washington Star News, brought light to Bigfoot's possible existence. Eventually, after several months of follow-ups, which are documented in the file, the FBI delivered the results of the test to both Byrne and the organization that supported his research, the Academy of Applied Sciences. Sadly, Bigfoot was a bust. It was concluded as a result of these examinations that the hairs are of deer family origin.
Shocker.
The FBI wrote, crushing the dreams of Bigfoot believers everywhere. While this is a disappointing revelation, by no means is the case closed. For all we know, the FBI could have Bigfoot documents it isn't showing us, and this is all just a clever ploy to throw us off its scent. In the meantime, we'll keep searching and hold out hope the FBI finally releases the Loch Ness Monster files to keep us occupied until then. I don't know. I still think there are creatures, whether it's Bigfoot or not, I think there are creatures we haven't quite discovered yet that kind of perhaps are intelligent, that perhaps know to stay away from us.
On the moon?
No, I don't know about on the moon. That's a whole other thing. Though, did you see the iPhone shot that Reed Weissman took? That was
beautiful.
really cool. That's
like
awesome.
A studio shot. It's so pretty.
Because everybody's had that experience of running their iPhone. What was that?
He said like a studio shot. It was so pretty.
Sorry, Joey. It was beautiful.
We went this time. We
You've
may not
little
have gone in '69, but we went this time.
Did we? You know, two of them are actors, right? You'll know that.
Two of them are
two of the
actors.
astronauts are actors.
They're actors. What are they acting?
One was in Mel Gibson's. What was the? Give me a second. I can pull them both up. I mean, it's common knowledge. It's not a hidden thing, but both of them were
Right.
actors. Just,
Okay.
Give me a second.
Or were they playing particular roles because of their background?
I don't know. They're just
Was
actors.
it the Canadian guy or?
No, it was one dude and one chick. She was in the Mel Gibson. What was the Mel Gibson movies we come out? We very popular. First ones to come out. Thunderdome.
Thunderdome? Christina
those-
Koch was in Thunderdome?
I don't know. Hold on.
She seemed way too
Hold on.
young.
What are you suddenly the Nazis? Give me a second to look it
You're
up.
the one who made the claim that they're just actors and this isn't even real.
On the space shuttle. And I didn't say it wasn't real. I said there was two actors on there.
Suggested. Thank you.
Jeez Louise.
Now, are you saying Katy Perry's not a real astronaut?
I took a ride one time too, but that doesn't make me. I mean, I rode on a plane, but I'm not a pilot.
No, like if, it would be so cool to do the Blue Origins thing, but you could not be walking around saying you're an astronaut.
I know.
Like, come on.
That was too much.
The only question I got this last time: why did they put cameras everywhere? I want to see cameras the whole time, not just some dude in the window. They should have cameras on the whole. I want to see when it disappears for the few minutes when it's coming back in to Earth's orbit. What? Why does it disappear? We don't have nothing there. They just
heat.
Oh, so in heat, we cannot take pictures.
Yeah, electronics like that don't operate at that.
Just curious. You ever seen a camera around a steel foundry? I have. They work just fine.
Are they in the heat?
They're right there in the steel foundry, yeah.
Yeah,
in sometimes the splatter will get on them.
And they still operate.
Not if the splatter hits them, no.
Okay, this is kind of the point that the heat shield is literally...
Can't put a heat shield on the camera?
No, you can't put a heat shield on a camera.
Why not?
Wouldn't that block the lens?
If you put it around it,
Well,
everything
maybe
but the
you'll
lens.
get to see soon enough because allegedly they're going to have a hotel on the moon. Have you heard about this?
No,
Yeah.
but I would like to be the guy selling that.
It's probably a one-way ticket. There's a few people I'd like to send to the moon.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Like this
I
fella.
think there's
right
a few
now.
of us in this room that
I'd love to send Eddie up there. And actually, let's go on vacation to the moon.
I wouldn't mind going to the moon.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we wouldn't really go there. We'd go to California and hang out in the Hollywood studio, but we'd act like we're on the moon.
Right, sure.
We'd wear those big boots and stuff.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Clark.
Hey, Clark.
Thunderdome. 2 go in, 1 comes out. We ought to have some kind of policy.
Thunder. Like, there's no
Well, the
way
man-
those astronauts
Can
were
we
in
just-
Thunderdome.
You
unless they're
entertain Clark
child
for a minute
actors.
and I'll get it.
Goodness gracious.
We could pick political figures. 2 go in, 1 comes out. But anyway.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. You'd made the comment earlier, Trump keeps trumping, and then you said it's like a giant real estate game. So, you know, people said initially that he played 4D chess. And my comment was, no, it's more like really high-level checkers because it's jump, 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 ping me, jump, jump, jump. Nice game.
I think his secret
But
knack,
I'm not
though,
talking
is it
about-
worked in real estate and it's worked in a lot of other areas. Is he
Well-
he knows very much how to read people on the spot. It's kind of a
He's
that's his genius.
playing global monopoly. We now own all the utility companies, all 4 railroads, Baltimore Avenue, Pennsylvania Avenue, North Carolina Avenue, et cetera, and they all have Trump hotels on them. And it doesn't matter when you pick the dice up, what you roll, you're finna pay the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe go directly to jail is the best thing you can roll right now. I don't know. He's got the board pretty well locked up. Where energy is produced, we control a lot of that. Everywhere it has to be transported through, we got all that. And he just keeps trumping. And the really cool thing, let's see, both political parties in the United States, the mainstream media in the United States, the WEF, China, et cetera, have fought him at every turn.
Mm-hmm.
And he just keeps on going.
Just keeps on
He's
trumping.
like the Energizer Trumper.
Indeed.
But anyway, y'all keep doing it, and I'll keep listening.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Clark. 272-9228. Yeah, I mean, he also just keeps doing things where you're like, I never thought a conservative Republican would be doing something like this. This was at the White House, I guess, on Friday, where a bunch of, there's Bobby Kennedy Jr. and Marty McCary, head of the FDA.
Is that Joe Rogan behind him?
That is Joe Rogan.
Joga, the big gorilla Rogan.
Okay, is this about the psychedelics?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the video the White House put out.
Today I'm pleased to announce historic reforms to dramatically accelerate access to new medical research and treatments based on psychedelic drugs.
This executive order will remove the legal impediments that block American researchers, scientists, physicians, and clinicians from properly studying these medicines. We're also coordinating with the DEA and the Department of Justice to begin rescheduling reviews after successful phase 3 trials.
I think there's a lot of people out there that need help, not only our veterans, but our civilian population that can benefit from this.
These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. For 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
Thank you very much for taking care of your service members and your veterans, and giving the members that have been working on this for so long a chance.
Now,
Is that Marcus Luttrell?
that is.
Okay.
Good eye. Now, I want to play the full, like, Rogan comments without the dramatic music and all this stuff. Because you can see Trump, like, liking it and then going, I don't know. And then, he, of course, being Trump, he can't help himself but say a little something. And it's just, it's an interesting moment where, again, who would have thunk it, that Joe Rogan would be, like, the top dog in media?
Especially
Pretty
with
much
Trump,
is.
when, although he was top dog, he was never really a big Trump fan.
Right.
I mean, he was almost the other end of that.
I mean, when I see Joe Rogan, I still think of him as the host of Fear Factor.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the UFC guy.
UFC
or like,
guy, yeah.
Or the guy who's on in the podcast smoking weed and, we just popped to protect our parks. We just popped a bunch of mushrooms and 2 hours in, it is a crazy thing to watch. Ari Shaffir and Shane
Save our
Gillis and Mark
parks.
Norman,
Yeah.
like, just going nuts. Or remember the whole Sober October contest with Tom Segura and Bert? Yeah, and Ari as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're like, by the way, I'm a little worried about, especially Bert.
I think Bert's cleaned up a little bit.
He has?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the guy that's always got his shirt off doing the show. Yeah.
I think somebody snatched him a while back and kind of straightened him out.
Anyway, that guy, the guy who's not only done his own show, but most of your big podcasts, the reason people are big, the reason people, at least, even if they get like 10,000 people watching them, just to give an episode, which is enough to like sell ads and yada, yada, yada. But a lot of that has to do with you were on Rogan. And you also did the circuit.
That launch.
But a lot of like the whole podcast world, it is birthed out of Rogan having this just center of gravity in so many ways. To where it was, bunch of like guys hanging out, having a good time, comedians, cutting up with one another, ribbing one another. Occasionally get a crazy scientist. Occasionally get the Alex Jones episode. Like, look, Joe, I'm a little
Alex
retarded.
Jones on there was
like great, like just crazy stuff. But then it gets to the point where there's so many eyeballs on it, and Joe Rogan is a person who is he downplays how crafty, how smart, and how driven he is. He the persona betrays, I think, the amount of work that guy puts in. So that sort of personality with that sort of following, of course you're going to, when you have an opportunity to interview a president of the United States and then on particular issues you care about, work with him on them, yes, you're going to do it.
All day long.
So here's Rogan. This was what he said after Trump signed this executive order.
Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With one dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
Trump can't help him.
We all respect Joe, and he's a little bit
more liberal than. That's okay. I have a lot of friends that are liberal, but Joe is an amazing guy, and he wrote me a little note about this, and I had it checked out. I didn't just do it. I had it checked out. I went to Bobby and Oz. I went to some of the people that work for you, real pros, and everybody came back with the same answer. You know, normally they'll come back, because this happens a lot. I have a couple of them like that, where they're not sure. It's like, you know, it goes two ways. This thing, everybody thought it was incredible.
Now, and to the point Clark was making, and the point, I don't know, like, if you read Art of the Deal, a lot of the way Trump deals still is in that book. Like, one of the main takeaways from the very beginning of the book is how much he is on the phone all the time with so many different people, always keeping tabs, has this vault of like who to call next, who to respond to next, and it's just boom, 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 event after event after event. And this was just, you know, the real estate game in New York, and then him playing the entertainment and sort of publicity side in New York. And then you see, oh, this can apply not just to like getting things done quickly in government, but notice the negotiation style of the geopolitics with Rubio and Vance. That it is not this like, we're going to have a committee review this for a long time. No, it is literally phone call, shuttle diplomacy. And so it's fascinating to see this guy who I think his true genius is his ability to read people. And that's from a lot of folks said being in the room with him. He is able to know exactly what to say to you, to disarm you, to piss you off, to whatever he's trying to accomplish. He knows he can see through people. And it doesn't matter if you're a president of Russia or China or you're Bill Maher or Joe Rogan or anybody else. Like, he just knows how to immediately hold his own. And sometimes you can see it. You can see him operating, but especially like when he went on the podcast circuit, you can see how he knows how to when to shut up even. A lot of people say he doesn't know that. No, he knows when to pull back, when to reserve, when to make the joke.
Humor, yeah,
exactly.
Like when he met with the Prime Minister of Japan in the White House, that was so funny.
Right.
That was hysterical.
And he is probably one of the funniest presidents we've ever had. No doubt about that.
And I don't know that he's trying to be. I think that's just him.
His persona.
Yeah.
And so there's one other thing I want to go to. Where, like, what is this therapy? What is this treatment? You could get into all the science and stuff, and you heard a little bit there from Rogan. But this is a story put out. Oh, Cottonese, it's a little dog. Sorry, I'm trying to learn Latin, and I'm still at like baby steps on Rosetta Stone. And as I was driving down the road, I saw a dog sticking its head out the window, and I go, Cottonese. I'm like, I'm learning.
You're learning a dead language?
Mm-hmm.
That's my boy.
There's a lot of things you can bring to life with that dead language.
I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
Would you like to read the Aeneid in Latin?
Here we go. You done.
No, as somebody
who the nerd button. You done pressed the nerd
somebody
button.
who like studied, literature.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And law, all in Latin.
Yeah, all of them. Right. Let's listen in. This is just a particular woman who, 17 years of therapy at the VA. Wasn't working. And she tried this new breakthrough therapy. Let's listen in.
3 nights in the jungle changed my life completely. Prior to that, I had 17 years of, therapy through the VA. I even went, when I was a student at UT, got help through there. And in those 3 days, it did more for me than the 17 years prior.
Advocates have been pushing for ibogaine treatment, a type of psychedelic therapy. Think of it like taking psilocybin mushrooms or similar plant medicines. Nathan Fletcher, with Veterans Exploring Treatment Solutions, sought this out in Mexico.
I had horrific combat nightmares every night of my life. I have normal dreams now. I came back and I could feel love. I didn't view everything as a threat. I went from not drinking but really being grumpy about it to not even thinking about it.
On Saturday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order removing the red tape, keeping the FDA from reviewing this type of treatment for mental health issues.
And yeah, I'll just be straight up. I've tried these things. It's been a few years, but it immediately struck me as this is not like other drugs. This is not like alcohol. It's a shame that it was put into the counterculture and made this illegal party thing or counterculture thing. This is powerful, And then you start to see people that have actually studied it. In fact, on Rogan's show, I will always remember it's Paul Stamets' own personal testimony. And he's now, for years, he's been licensed by the FDA to actually study this stuff legally. But he had an experience when he was a kid that he had this awful stutter, like especially when it was social anxiety cued. Especially, think about a teenage kid, a beautiful girl you have a crush on in your class. Like he couldn't even look at people and barely could speak. So he said he took this pretty big dose of mushrooms, gets lost in the woods. Storm comes. He climbs up a tree, just thinking he's not thinking clearly, and hugs the tree through the storm. And for some reason, he started saying to himself, "Stop stuttering now. Stop stuttering now. Stop stuttering now." He finally wanders back into town after the storm passes, spending the night out there in the woods, sees this girl he does have a crush on. She says, "Hi, Paul." And for the first time in his life, he looks her and another person like that in the eye and says, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And he hasn't stuttered since. He says the stutter comes back a little bit when he's tired.
Yeah.
Or exhausted in certain ways. It's almost like it does reset neural pathways. And especially if you take it in not like you did a trip in the woods and there was a thunderstorm, but you actually have true professionals in a controlled environment. And especially when you look at some of the hardest cases of people that are dealing with just reoccurring re-trauma, like just being traumatized over and over again by past experiences, if they're able to then encounter that awful thing, like, when you're in the middle of a radio show and they're blowing things outside, it's driving me nuts. It's not.
So does it eliminate long-term memory?
No, I don't. It helps you
kind of come to peace with it. It's only only way
Instead of having the same emotional response to that past event you replay in your mind, you can now look at that event and be disconnected from it and not have the same emotional ripples that have.
And you're saying it's enough to be one and done.
Some of them
sometimes,
are.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, smoking cessation, like the nicotine. I do it all the time. Like these nicotine pouches. Nicotine is the hardest thing to stop, just in terms of chemical code. It just is addictive. You can stop, but most people don't after trying. And one study they did was they took a large dose of psilocybin, that's the mushrooms, and if people had what they would call either a God experience, or like other people put it in different terms, like one with the universe, but you have this experience like you encounter something, and you're also going into it with the intention, because it's not like you lose your mind. Like you're still you in the way where you're drunk, you're not quite the same person, or when other drugs, you're not
so
quite the same person.
So you're saying you're not high when you take this
You
stuff?
are
high.
You are. There's euphoria. Or it could go the other way. It could be the so-called bad trip.
Yeah.
But if you go in it with a certain intentionality and like a calm environment, and that's often the way these have been studied, like John Hopkins and stuff. It's like, let's create a very comfortable atmosphere, room for you to relax. You're going to go in with a particular intentionality, in this case, to stop smoking. And if you have that sort of one with the universe, or you're encountering God or something like that, they quit and it never comes back. They also did with theologians and like priests and rabbis and stuff, and had them like concentrate on theology. And so there is something to it about how it allows you to rework your neural pathways, and in particular, in case of trauma, your emotional reactions to past traumatic events. Now, is it a cure-all 100% of the time? Probably not.
No.
But a lot of the reasons for, like, say, opioid addiction, like Rogan's talking about, is psychological. It's not, it's dangerous enough that you get the chemical reliance on it and you don't feel normal unless you have that hit. But the reason you go to it in the first place has much more to do with your psychology and the ritual you build up in your life. And it allows you to essentially break that cycle and break that ritual and almost stand outside of yourself and be like, what am I doing?
Really the stand outside yourself is a huge factor.
Right. And again, because it's so powerful, it could go very wrong. There is a reason people have heard of stories of bad trips. God forbid, somebody who is full on schizophrenic or other sorts of, goes into these sorts of things, and you go down the rabbit hole, or you could take too much of, like you can take too much of anything. So it's a shame that it was studied for decades. And after the war, especially as you got into like Nixon and a little bit of the counterculture arguments, it somehow got wrapped up in the counterculture fight. And instead of it being studied and used responsibly, it was kind of pushed into the category as, the drugs you do to party or stick it to the man.
I couldn't where that it would be studied anymore any less.
Well, and also there are folks like Camille Paglia talks about this. Like she has, I think she's a brilliant woman. She said a lot of her generation was destroyed by taking too many psychedelics. Like they thought the drug was the cure-all. The drug was the silver bullet.
The key.
It's the drug. It's like, no. It's not the drug. It's you still have to be, like, it could be a useful tool. Yeah. But if you, like, the problem is you at the end of the day in a lot of these things.
Did you see the interview with Kristen Sinema talking about this?
Mm-mm.
That she said that she has a long history of Alzheimer's and dementia in her family. And I guess now they, through genetic testing, can tell you if you have whatever that gene is. And she has it. And along with the family history, she decided to go to Mexico to one of these facilities that administers this drug. And, anyway, she swears that it was quite the experience. Now, I don't know long term if it will keep her from developing any of those health issues, but it's kind of interesting.
Well, and again, especially folks that are really going through something, give them the freedom to actually try this stuff out. And do it not in a way that's under the black market. And you don't know what you're getting and all these other things. Like do it in a way where there's quality control. There's
well, you think Big Pharma would be all about it if they could make money off of it.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are going to Mexico to have their blood filtered. It's a 3-day process where you just have your blood filtered, detoxified, it pulls metals out and things like that. Again, I thought same thing, Big Pharma or hospitals would be pushing that here. No, they really don't want you to do it.
Yeah, maybe there is something to this. They kind of like to keep you sick.
Right.
In order to treat the symptoms and not the underlying problems. Anyway, we got to hit a break. First, this part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing and their Cole Plumbing. You got a plumbing issue? They can handle it.
Yes, they can.
Could be a big old leak inside or outside your home. They can fix it without causing an even bigger mess, tearing out a bunch of drywall or digging up a huge hole in your yard.
Who wants that, Joey? Not me.
No, I don't want that either. You want it fixed, and you want it fixed right without all that discomfort, so to speak.
Exactly.
All that discomfort. And, of course, they're at Cole Plumbing. They can help you with other jobs, like, that aren't as big of a deal, but you just can't fix them yourself, like a drippy faucet.
Yep. Leaky gas line?
Yeah, that's a big problem. Or your toilet's broke.
Busted toilet, Joey, does it, man?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. I swear.
Can people hear this?
Oh, they can definitely hear it now. And just like, what do you even? There's no shrubbery at all. There's nothing there. There's no grass to cut. You're not even blowing clipping.
It's concrete. They're moving the nails across the parking lot, Joey.
I'm sorry to James Cole, but they're at Cole Plumbing. They can also be upgraded to, say, a tankless water heater system, or maybe you just want a taller toilet, nicer things, and maybe it's time for a new garbage disposal. Who knows? Whatever your needs, check out Cole Plumbing today. You can always go to coleplumbing.com. I can smell the gasoline.
Me too. Coming through the window.
That's just great. That's
good exhaust right there.
Good tight seal in this room. You can always go to coleplumbing.com or give them a call at 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
Be right.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that. Because each year, thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat.
MARGA?
Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again.
I see.
And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest,
the asset preservationist.
That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
And I understand that's a toll-free number.
Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again.
And you make these hats?
I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration.
And they say CPWABD.
Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
And as you said, there's a whole pile here.
Well, there wasn't much demand.
I can dig it.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. After that little temperature setback we had the other day, temperatures are rebounding in a nice way today. Sunshine, high temperature up to, let's say, 83 today. Not as cool tonight with mostly clear skies. Overnight low temperature down to about 56. I think we're in the middle 80s tomorrow, Wednesday, and also on Thursday with a good bit of sunshine. Much of Friday should be dry, but maybe some showers perhaps by Friday evening, Friday night. And at some point over the weekend, showers and thunderstorms. We'll say by late Saturday afternoon, especially Saturday evening, Saturday night into Sunday. We'll be watching that storm system as it comes together. We need the raindrops. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Listening to Joey Clark. Joey Clark. And his old pal, Mr. Bader. It's Joey Clark.
Joey Clark.
Jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby.
This one was seriously made by just playing a thing on my acoustic guitar and then put in a little prompt and like sparse production, tight horns, and this came out. I was like, wow.
So you made all this?
With AI, yeah.
That's awesome.
Like a mix of like, I'll come up with music like on the guitar or like
Yeah.
actually record something.
Mhm.
And then put that into the AI and then mess
Add
with the
your
AI
beat,
prompts
yeah.
and you
Cool.
know different styles and whatnot.
That's
It's it's a
fun.
lot of fun and you can
Yeah.
come up with stuff quick too.
Okay.
I'll have to try to make a jingle that includes your name in it here for the top of the hour.
Oh, I would be
what you
so
wish for.
excited.
Be careful what you wish for.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team are ready to help you out well, as we get into the season where the bugs are alive.
They're coming, baby.
They're very alive right now.
Mosquitoes are here. I got the little silverfish are coming in.
The wasps are
cucarachas.
definitely
Yeah.
here.
The wasps are looking for places to make nests on your desk or on your deck, Joey. So be careful.
Oh, I know.
Remember how I got stung a couple years ago?
Oh, I know.
The handrail. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're after me.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, maybe you got like kids and dogs. You don't want big
fire
fire
ants.
ant piles out there. Right. And you know, you think, well, I kicked it or I knocked out the top. It's like there's a whole network. Like let Pest Pro deal with this. And of course, they can also set up a termite inspection and protection for you, year-round protection against those termites. So just get in touch with them today and get part of their subscription model. That way you can control pest control costs over the entire year, and it's very reasonably priced, I must say. So you can always get in touch, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
I called Ashley in a panic, the owner of Pest Pro, not too long ago, because
Haven't we all called Ashley in a panic?
Yes. Okay, because we arrived at Alabama Home Mortgage on a Monday morning.
Okay.
In the parking lot, there were a bunch, I hate to even say this, it's going to gross people out. There were a bunch of dead mice.
Dead mice?
In the parking lot.
What's up with that?
I know, right? I was like, did we upset somebody?
Yeah.
I mean, where did these come from? She said, well, probably what happened is a neighbor, because we're kind of in a residential area, probably had a mice issue. They put out traps.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
You know,
Or the
something.
poison.
And it drove them. It disorients them, and they, you know, kind of stagger around until they just drop. And we happen to be the locale that they all dropped at. I said, that is
would be a little
grossing
freaky.
me out, Ashley. I said, if this happens again, I'm going to need you out here. Thankfully, we never had another outbreak of dead mice in the parking lot. But that,
Well, I'm glad you had somebody to call.
that's right.
You didn't have to
I
call
said,
police.
hold on, let me call Ashley.
So one thing, we don't really have time because I lost a lot of time doing the psychedelic thing last segment. But there's another research, and this is one I would put in the category. There's the Instagram one, but I got another one too.
Okay.
This is, though, the category of like, you need research to figure that out.
Oh, okay.
But the University of Exeter, researchers looked at nearly 20,000 people in England, how much time they spent outside and how healthy they felt after actually spending time outside, or not at all, ever going outside.
Okay.
And what the difference of just being outside in the sun
Vitamin D.
does to people. Common sense said, go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we've run our big experiment. It's called modern living.
Mhm.
I certainly did that for years. And like, yeah, if you just go outside for a little while in the morning, you're going to feel a lot better throughout the day. But anyway, they did some big study we could get into. And there is also the Instagram one that is just creepy, man. Well, and there is an aspect to some of these social media sites that's just demonic.
Does this other one advise you on where to get the sun? Like it's supposed to be all over? Or are you supposed to go walking nude and get sun all
Is
over?
this wishful thinking on
No,
your
I'm
part? Or are you
I was
asking
wondering, yeah.
for a
I'm
friend?
asking.
One of your friends out there in the waters?
Yeah, I got a few out there. No, I'm just curious, because I've heard of like
Just
there's some
curious.
specialized,
I'm just curious.
specialized sunning, and it's supposed
Mm-hmm.
to really make people feel great.
Specialized.
Mhm.
Like sun touch what? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, on that note, we'll be right back.
Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles, drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
At Blue Water Broadcasting, we believe great advertising starts with relationships. That's why so many local business owners trust us, not just for radio, but for digital too. If you're already running digital advertising and you're not seeing results, it may be time to explore your options. Our team takes the time to understand your business, then builds custom campaigns using a multi-channel conversion-focused approach. So whether it's digital display, social media, or you need help increasing your online presence, Blue Water Broadcasting can help. Before your next campaign, let's have a conversation. Visit bluewaterbroadcasting.com.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m. It's Prattville City Fest, presented by Prattville Baptist Hospital, May 1st through 2nd in historic downtown Prattville. Live entertainment, arts and crafts, food, and Pepsi products by signature sponsor Pepsi. Prattville City Fest, presented by Prattville Baptist Hospital, May 1st through 2nd in historic downtown Prattville. It's free.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus McCormick is resigning rather than be formally disciplined by the House as part of an ethics investigation into her use of campaign funds. The Florida Democrat today said a House committee denied her adequate time to prepare a defense. Cherfilus McCormick says rather than play what she called political games, she's stepping away. Members of the House Ethics Committee had been set to weigh what punishment to recommend after they found Cherfilus McCormick committed 25 violations of House rules and ethical standards. Also at SRNnews.com, House Speaker Mike Johnson today said that the key thing that the congressman should be looking for in recruiting new members to replace those who are departing under similar circumstances is to look for personal character and make sure they're not looking for people who are trying to advance a personal agenda. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-366-6161. That's 800-366-6161. 800-366-6161.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all. Well, hi, everybody. After that little temperature setback we had the other day, temperatures are rebounding in a nice way today. Sunshine, high temperature up to, let's say, 83 today. Not as cool tonight with mostly clear skies. Overnight low temperature down to about 56. I think we're in the middle 80s tomorrow, Wednesday, and also on Thursday with a good bit of sunshine. Much of Friday should be dry, but maybe some showers perhaps by Friday evening, Friday night. And at some point over the weekend, showers and thunderstorms. We'll say by late Saturday afternoon, especially Saturday evening, Saturday night into Sunday. We'll be watching that storm system as it comes together. We need the raindrops. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASC Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASC Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
1819 News.
Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth has made an appointment to the Alabama Charter School Commission. Terry Lathan was chosen to fill that spot. She's a former public school teacher and has served in multiple positions on other state commissions and boards in relation to education. Lathan has also served as the chairwoman of the Alabama Republican Party. She will step into the position that was held by Julianne McCulley, who resigned from that seat. Ainsworth says that he is confident Lathan will bring leadership and conservative principles to this role. Ainsworth has been critical of decisions made by the Charter School Commission in recent days when it renewed the charter for the Magic City Acceptance Academy in Birmingham, which is a school that promotes the LGBTQ lifestyle and ideology. Members on that commission did not ask for that school to explain its dropping enrollment numbers or its drop in English scores when they further approved its charter. Now the MCAA is seeking approval for an expansion plan despite its diminishing number of student enrollments. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A Birmingham man has died following an assault that occurred on Monday night. Police responded to an attack on Warrior Road. 2 people ended up in the hospital. The one person who died has been identified as 39-year-old Chadrick Thomas. The Calera City Council met this past Monday and approved a 1% sales tax increase. The tax will now go from 4 to 5%, but will not be applied to groceries or gas. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hunger doesn't always look the way you think, but it's closer than you realize. On Saturday, May 9th, join the Budget Bites battle at the Heart of Alabama Food Bank and turn awareness into action. Teams will go head-to-head, creating a full meal for $5 per person or less in just 60 minutes. Every $1 raise provides 5 meals for neighbors in need. Now we need you. Register your team today at hafb.org. Deadline is May 2nd. Be part of the solution. Cook with purpose, fight hunger one meal at a time.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Congressman Barry Moore has always delivered for Alabama. As a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Barry Moore earned a score of 100 from Heritage Action for protecting our values. He's helped thousands of Alabama families, fought for our veterans as a veteran himself, and secured millions for infrastructure, first responders, and public safety. Barry Moore helped pass Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, delivering tax cuts for hardworking Alabama families, and stood strong to secure our borders. Now, Barry is taking that fight to the United States Senate. Barry Moore will defend our freedoms, defend the Second Amendment, protect our children, stand up for parents, and keep boys out of girls' sports, while continuing to cut taxes and lower prices. Endorsed by President Trump, Barry Moore is a proven conservative Alabama can trust.
I'm Congressman Barry Moore. I rolled up my sleeves in Congress, and I'll keep fighting for Alabama in the U.S. Senate. I'm Barry Moore, a conservative fighter, and I approve this message.
Approved and paid for by Barry Moore for U.S. Senate.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Seriously, the AI music stuff's fun. Like this one, based off something I made 15 years ago in college.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of cool. Anyway, welcome back to the program. I don't want to let it keep going.
To the people in the car that can't see Joey dancing.
We got a live stream. You can always go to Joey Clark Live on the YouTube.
On the YouTube?
Anyway, let's go to the phones. Talk to Clint. Welcome into the last part of the program. Hey, Clint, how you doing?
Hey, guys and gals. Hope you're doing well today.
We're doing well.
You talking earlier about psychedelic. President Trump spoke on it a couple of days ago. I didn't really understand what he was saying about it.
Yeah, we played some of that. What's got you confused? What are you trying to understand?
Well, psychedelic, I mean, that's LSD.
Not necessarily. There's all sorts of stuff that can have a psychedelic effect that isn't exactly LSD. Psilocybin, which is in mushrooms, and then there are a bunch of other ones that they found. Like I can't remember the name of it, but it's really good for getting people off opioid addiction.
Angel dust, and I have done a lot of acid in my life.
Okay. How was it?
Well, I mean, it was great. I wish I'd get a hit today, but I wish he'd make it legal.
I don't know if he's going to
like
go that
marijuana. Oh, yeah. I get a little hit of acid.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you just mellow out. Great to watch a movie and listen to some good music.
It's like you're in the movie, in the music, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pink Floyd, every album Pink Floyd put out.
It's pretty awesome.
When we heard the album for the first time, we took acid. And that's what their music was about. Is
like Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, like...
Yes.
Like Welcome to the Machine. You're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
When you listen to that music on a good hit of LSD, man, and you're happy.
I'm just thinking a great gig in the sky on that stuff. Oh my goodness, with the woman screaming over that piano and the saxophone. My God.
It's great, dude. Well, I just figured I'd put in my 2 cents worth on your radio today.
Well, thank you, Clint.
Thank you for taking my call.
Appreciate it, Clint.
And, later.
See you, bro.
See you. Yeah, I've never done LSD.
You have?
I have not.
Oh.
No.
I'm so straight-laced. All of this is just too much.
But definitely psilocybin in college. And maybe listen to the Dark Side of the Moon. Well, we played Xbox Risk Against the World. It was kind of great. What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
What was wrong
if
with
I was
that?
ever on LSD or shrooms, I wouldn't be playing Nerd Dungeons and Dragons.
It wasn't Nerd Dungeons and Dragons. You ever played Risk?
Not sober. So
you're now contradicting yourself.
No, not drunk. Yeah, I'd do it, but not high. No, I couldn't focus on that.
Oh, you could have focused, and we won a lot. Like it was great.
You did. I mean, who'd you play? The other guys that run psilocybin?
Mm-hmm.
They probably think they want to.
Goodness gracious. Anyway, enough of that. No, but I will say it's not the same as having been drunk before and other
not at all.
stuff. It is not the same. I put it in a completely different category of thing, and it's a shame that it's been the sort of like, hey man, sort of go-to for so long. When I think it's a pretty powerful tool that should be used very responsibly.
But I do know a couple people that have changed their lives, especially after taking LSD.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they for the better. For the better.
Anyway, 272-9228. We have no tolerance for child exploitation. Alabama reaches $12.2 million settlement with online gaming platform Roblox. Oh, this is the one. Okay. So it's not a gambling thing. This is the
video game
that Erica Thomas has told us about. So it's not a lot of money, but I am glad that there is some accountability being brought forth with this company and this platform, because essentially it's almost like reminds me almost of like a Minecraft is what my mind goes to, but it's like this immersive world that you can like sandbox world where you can go wherever, you can talk to whoever, you can build all sorts of things within it, is my understanding. And there were a lot of people pedos looking to exploit children through that platform. And Roblox was notoriously uncooperative with people trying to solve this problem for a long time. So it looks like Alabama reached a $12.2 million settlement. A bunch of other states have also gotten that. So I think that is a major win. But
what are we going to do with the money?
Yeah, well, I mean, relatively, that's not a lot of money.
We ought to get a Ferris wheel or something.
For a water park.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It is a shame that, that whole weekend, I thought it was just silly we were excited about a Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Did you see the Ferris wheel?
And it wasn't even like, if I was thinking, okay, if we are actually going to spend money, do like a beautiful Ferris wheel right there on the river.
The picture that they put.
It's like Coney Island,
This
something.
one was off of Temu.
Yes.
It was off of somebody's backyard, buddy.
This was the traveling circus in town sort of thing.
That broke down.
Right. This could have been converted into a zipper all of a sudden. It was, but even then, there were definitely, I saw videos of kids, because kids don't judge in the same way, where kids are enjoying it, kids are having a great time. And that's the night that the place gets shot up downtown. Blood on the sidewalk. And it's just like, what a shame, man.
Joey, crime is down.
Yeah.
Not around here.
Well, Montgomery needs a new mayor.
Yeah.
But somebody actually has to, run against him.
Right. And show up to vote.
There's that as well.
That's the big trick, I think, is getting out there to vote.
The turnout last time was abysmal.
And, I might annoy some conservatives. I don't even want necessarily like a hardcore conservative. I want somebody who could be just competent.
There you go.
On basic levels of operations.
Yes.
And actually lead. And that's what I'm looking for. Like, I know which way the cat's jumping in this town. And so if folks do want to spend more money and they want more activity, all sorts of stuff, okay, but you need to do basic security measures, whether it's police, whether it's education, the whole thing. That mess of us. They're making improvements. I'll give them due. Like, I'm just not excited. I think the current leadership,
Which way is the cat jumping in this town, Joey?
Democrat. It's blue.
Okay.
You don't know which way the cat's jumping?
I haven't heard that since my great grandmother, and something else.
Who was a real battle axe, that woman. You've told me about her.
Yes, she was. She could beat you like nobody's business.
I like saying old-timey stuff.
That just caught me off guard. I had to write it down.
I've said that for years. You just now caught it. Shows how much you paid attention.
Yeah.
Well, he's on LSD half the time. Let's go to Daddy-O. Hey, Daddy-O, how you doing?
Daddy-O in the studio. How y'all doing? You got that pretty lady in there today?
Oh, yeah. Joey's right there looking so good.
I ain't bad at it. I just wanted to comment on Clint's call is that I done acid one time back in the 70s when I was 16. I played, like I told you, Joey, I played different instruments. And can you hear me?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. And I got this Lake George Marina, the country place. They wanted me to sit in. The regular drummer couldn't make it or whatever. And I did my first hit of microdot. It was called, I think, mescaline microdot or something like that.
Okay.
And a little dot you put on your tongue. And let me tell you something, gentlemen and ladies, is that about an hour into the set, they had to call somebody to come and take my place, because every time I'd hit that cymbal on them drums, I'd see fire coming off of it.
That's too much. That must have been a big dose.
I mean, I'm telling you, everything I love, y'all, is we're doing all that old country, and they just small licks anyway. But I couldn't even hit the cymbal. I just missed a beat every time. They had to stop the set because I told them I can't play. I got up and I went and sat in the car for about 3 hours.
Yeah, somebody gave you something hardcore, dude.
Oh, it was terrible. But you know what? It was glad they did that, because I never wanted to touch that stuff ever again, man. But you go hit that drum and you feel it all the way through your body, up your hair stand. It was crazy. But anyway, that's my ordeal with I'm glad Clint liked it, but they can take and bury all that stuff as far as I'm concerned, because I lost that. You didn't get no money for the gig, and they didn't never call me to play again.
Never called you again? Imagine
Never
that.
again. All right, I'm going. See you.
See you, Daddy-O.
I feel like we're running confessional over here today.
Yeah, anybody else want to call up about their acid or psilocybin trips? Or maybe you went down to Peru and you communed with the goddess through ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca,
Yeah. I don't know about that.
No,
Especially when people come back saying, I communed with the goddess and it was this big snake. I'm like, you mean a demon?
What are y'all talking about?
Ayahuasca. It's the fact you got to throw up and crap everywhere before you
It's
get
a
high. I'm not down
ceremony
with
in
that.
Peru, and it's DMT is what the underlying thing is. But then it's also a way that the way they do it, the natives do it, it's you ingest it. So you do often throw up
and
vomit. But then because you ingest it through the digestive system, the trip is like 8 to 10 hours. And it's like this vision quest thing.
Do you watch Yellowstone, or did you watch Yellowstone? When it was
I've
on?
known of it.
Okay, Casey on the show, I think.
Yeah,
does
she went
that.
to ayahuasca.
No, Casey.
No, I thought it was the blonde.
No.
Who's the blonde chick? That's the one I thought that went and did some ayahuasca.
No, he did. But I think that's what you're talking about, because they put him out there and he was having all kind of mirage visions and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be
and
the
sick.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, and it is different in the sense that, like, Doc Ellis is the classic story. On June 12, 1970, Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Doc Ellis threw a no-hitter against the San Diego Padres in the first game of the doubleheader at San Diego Stadium. They won 2-0. Ellis struck out 6 batters, but also walked 8 and hit one with a pitch.
Yep.
Far from perfect control, yet no hits allowed over 9 innings. He later revealed in 1984, 14 years later, that he was under the influence of LSD during the game.
Double-sided white lightning. That's what he took. Yeah. I remember that.
Anyway, let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Joey?
Hi.
Hey, TS.
Hi. Doesn't tongue-in-cheek mean that what I'm saying is, like, it's okay even though it wasn't okay, right?
Right. I usually mean it's kind of joking around. Yeah.
It's kind of what?
Like you're joking around a little bit.
Like ironic
Okay.
or sarcastic. Like.
Okay. This is all kind of in fun.
Okay.
I went to a concert last weekend in
Last week.
downtown Montgomery.
Okay.
Okay, at the Impact, and I had to read all the do's and don'ts.
Okay.
Okay, plastic bag, 5x7 bag, and and it said, please don't leave any valuables or weapons in your car.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so are we leading the lambs to the wolves or what? I mean, I had a great time and nothing happened, and I didn't care because I wasn't worried, but I got lost in the parking deck after the concert at like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking weird. No, I'm just thinking, but there were nice people there, watching and everything, but really, we can't have like a 1-inch blade in our pocketbook in case I need to stab somebody in the jugular? Okay,
I'm so glad you went with that, though, instead of another acid story. It would have ruined my sense of you.
I went to a self-defense class, so it's kind of like I had a great time. I wasn't worried, but we're just down there. They have everything. No one was there. I wasn't worried about it. I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should have shared that or not.
Oh,
but-
no, I'm glad you shared it. But yes, like most of the time you go downtown, like you're not going to have a problem. Especially downtown. There's other areas of Montgomery I wouldn't go. Just
but
common
then,
sense.
it got better. When I finally found my car, I'm going and I'm leaving. I got to go from the Impact to Prattville, and I'm driving out, and the police have Commerce Street, where I was used to going, blocked off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'll never get home alive. So then I had to go way around, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get home sometime tonight. And I did, and it was all good, but I just didn't really get it all late night because I don't stay up that late. But it was a fantastic little feet concert.
I love hearing that you had a good time there. And Impact's a great venue. And that's the thing. There are good things happening in Montgomery.
Yes.
There are Montgomery downtown. Somebody mentioned the article that I put out, Should I Leave Hometown Montgomery Behind? A guy who actually rented a house from for a little while.
Mhm.
What an animal house that was. he's now moved, but he loves Montgomery. He said downtown used to be awful. Like what downtown Montgomery is now is fantastic compared to what it was many, many decades ago.
Well,
but there's other downsides to the changes as well over that same time. It's just uneven in many ways.
I've been here since 1963, off and on.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen all the changes in the venue as far as downtown Montgomery. But thank you for your time, and you guys just have a great remainder of your day. Thank you.
You too, TS.
Thanks,
son.
TS. We got to hit a break here. Reset from the whole acid trip confessions, though. 272-9228 if you got any more. It's part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And they're at the Goodson Group. Bo and his team are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy or sell property, house here in the River Region market. Bo's been working it for about 50 years now, half a century. And not only are they able to help you out with all that experience buying or selling a place, they also can help you rent out a place. They have management services available should you want to rent out your home. So you can always learn more at thegoodsongroup.com or just give them a call direct at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Y'all check them out today. Be sure to tell them that Joey sent you. Now, with the whole acid thing, I did go for more of a 60s vibe on some of these. So we'll be right back.
Listening to Joey Clark.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Welcome back. Joey Clark here with Eddie Bader and Madeline Cannon. And because Madeline's here, well, no, and I ran across this morning as well, but because Madeline's here, I have a Bitcoin one. But
Here we go.
This was not my question, and I didn't tell him to do this. This is Coach Tommy Tuberville asking the commander of the Indo-Pacific Command about Bitcoin. What's the military perspective on this?
Another subject, our competition with China isn't just about military strength. It also includes monetary strength as well. You know, last year, the Chinese Communist Party's main monetary think tank published research on Bitcoin as a strategic asset. You know, this came after President Trump moved to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Admiral, how does leadership in Bitcoin impact leverage resilience, deterrence for Indo-PACOM against China? And do you think that a strategic Bitcoin reserve helps America compete against China?
Senator, our research into Bitcoin is as a computer science tool. It's the combination of cryptography, a blockchain, and a proof of work. And Bitcoin shows incredible potential as a computer science tool that through the proof of work protocols it actually imposes more cost than just the algorithmic securing of networks and our ability to operate. And Bitcoin is a reality. It is a valuable computer science tool as a power projection. And outside of the economic formulation of it, it has got really important computer science applications for cybersecurity.
Thank you. What recommendations do you have for us here in Congress on how the U.S. can lead on Bitcoin competition?
I have to go deeper on that with you for the record, and I can go deeper on that case. But Bitcoin is a reality. It is a peer-to-peer, zero trust transfer of value. Anything that supports the all instruments of national power for the United States of America is to the good.
Thank you. I'll have to go back and listen to that answer to kind of decipher it. Most of us you're way over our head.
Yeah, that cracks me up. Is Coach is right, but that's still kind of the thing with Bitcoin, and yet it keeps on chugging. Keeps on chugging.
As long as it's chugging up, we're good, brother.
You always want number go up?
Yep.
You never want any volatility?
Not as long as I'm alive. Now, once I'm gone, I don't care what happens to it. But
okay, that's how you are.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Have you invested in it?
Yeah, not as much as others, but yeah, we got a couple bucks in there.
Yeah,
Hedging,
I even looked.
hedging bets.
Haven't even looked where it's at today.
Neither have I. I haven't looked in a while.
Actually, it's a little up. It's where's it at?
Of all the cryptos, which one?
It's at 75 now. 75,000.
Bitcoin specifically?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Bitcoin specifically is the one. Others are looking at things like Ethereum and a few others that will be kind of the backbones of new payment networks. essentially. And I think Bitcoin's going to be essentially like the digital gold of the new digital economy that's global. And so if you want to settle huge amounts of money in a pretty quick time compared to the current SWIFT system or the current banking system, Bitcoin's going to be the thing that gets that done. But say you're trying to buy coffee or just do a quick transaction, or you want some more play in the joints for like a complicated transaction, Bitcoin would still probably be the backing of your system, but there's going to be other cryptos if you want to move quickly, like spend quickly, settle in different ways. And like it gets fairly complicated. And, I try not to give too much advice other than like my point of view on Bitcoin is if you do buy it, don't look at it just from my own experience. It's like looking at it every day, freaking out when it goes up and down, all this stuff. Like,
They say that about anything.
well,
Like,
and treat it like at least a 5-year sort of thing. Like check it in 5 years, see where your returns are then.
Right.
Even year over year is a little hairy because it will do the dips and then it'll have crazy climbs. And anyway, the volatility also is being used by some folks for all sorts of reasons. There's actually an advantage to the volatility. Anyway, I just found it fascinating that our Alabama United States Senator is asking the head of the Indo-Pacific Command about this thing. I'm like, didn't have that on my bingo card for this morning. Thanks, Coach Tuberville.
Soon to be governor.
Yes.
Indeed. Yeah, he's going to move to Montgomery.
And bring the National Guard with him?
I sure hope he does.
It would be nice. It would be nice to get just some more manpower out there, because I feel for the folks that are currently working at MPD and working on the force and doing the job, and it'd be nice to just have more support in general.
Yep.
But, yeah, we're not there yet. Anyway, I do want to get to this Instagram thing.
Okay.
Because Eddie got creeped out by it. But
I don't like it, but it's news, and it's something that obviously needs to be talked about.
So a Northeastern professor opened a new Instagram account and set the age to 13. She didn't search for anything or follow anyone. Just watched what Reels recommended.
And it was 13, and she knew she was a female. She put it as a 13-year-old female.
I believe so.
Okay.
You can have an Instagram and declare you're 13.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
You know,
that might very well be the cut.
Back in the day, like to have instant messenger or anything, like you had to lie about your date of birth, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why I'm surprised that a 13-year-old, it would let them create an account.
Well, this is Joy's example of probably why they shouldn't let them.
Well, again, she didn't search for anything and she didn't follow anyone. And within 3 minutes, Instagram was feeding her porn. By 20 minutes, that was the whole feed. Then half an hour, one 13-year-old test account was getting videos of explicit sex acts back to back. The year Zuckerberg wrote this email complaining about Snapchat, his own company had already run an internal study. It found teens on Instagram were seeing 3 times more banned nudity, over 4 times more bullying, and almost twice as much violent content as adults over 30. That report didn't become public until 2024.
But
So
where
they
do
knew about
parents play into this?
Oh, I agree 100%. That should be the first main line of defense.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to
I'm not
have an
saying that
account.
there's not some blame for the platform, but you don't have to let your 13-year-old be on Instagram. My mom would not let me have social media until I was grown and out of the house. I did not have Facebook until I was in college.
Well, and this Northeastern team ran the exact same experiment on TikTok and Snapchat. Neither platform pushed porn at teen accounts anywhere close to what Instagram did. On TikTok, even when the fake 13-year-old actively searched for adult creators, liked their videos, and followed them, the feed still wouldn't serve that content back. A normal adult on TikTok was seeing less of this stuff than a 13-year-old on Instagram.
It's just so weird.
Court documents unsealed in November 2025 showed Meta's Accounts You May Follow feature suggested 1.4 million possibly inappropriate adult users to teen accounts in a single day. Arturo Bajar, a former engineering director at Meta, testified that 1 in 8 Instagram teens gets an unwanted sexual advance every week. In October 2022, around the same time as this email, Twitter told Reuters that 13% of everything on its platform was adult content. By June 2024, X made it an official policy. OnlyFans pulled its $7.2 billion from its users in 2024 and paid $5.8 billion out of creators. Paid that out to creators. Every mainstream feed is chasing the same pile of money. When Zuck asked in 2022 why nobody was looking harder at Snapchat for this, the honest answer was already sitting in his own company's files on the exact thing he was complaining about. His own platform was doing far worse. Crazy story. And chasing that money, and you got to go, okay, this is like where it goes. You can blame the technology and the parents not being dutiful enough and protecting their kid from this virtual world and stuff. But at the core of this is something just deeply tragic and demonic.
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
Targeting
That's a
kids.
lot of money.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
the targeting of children in particular. Like, it's something if, especially if you're a dude in your 20s and 30s, you're going to get targeted for that stuff. And it's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for anybody. But in particular, to hit teen minds in that way, like still, just to be blunt about it, I was of the age where this wasn't readily available. Like I remember a world without fast computers and stuff. Like, so this, Greg Budell tells the old stories of, trying to find nudity at the Playboys and stuff. Like, that is child's play, sorry for the pun, compared to like what is now
what's happening
thrown
now?
at people now. And some of the crazy stuff that can be thrown out there. So it's like, part of me says, if I don't have children, but like, you don't get a phone. I'll get you a basic flip phone. Like, you don't
That's
get
right.
this sort of smartphone. You don't get this little window, this portal into all this crazy
Right.
stuff. And, porn's just only one aspect of it. There's all sorts of rabbit holes people could go down in that world. And don't get me wrong, I'm looking at a social media site, reading this thing off, like, there are useful things for all these tools, but there's such a deep
But you're
dark
grown.
side to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the discernment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but the thing is, you got to look at folks that are grown, but they didn't grow up with it. Like, again, I'm that millennial age, and you're a little younger than me, but like where I remember that world before and I grew up with it.
Same.
And so I think about the folks who are much older who didn't grow up with it.
Sure.
And where's their discernment? And then you think about the opposite problem, the person who's real young, this is
Who's
all
always
they've
had
known.
it. Yeah.
Where's their discernment in this regard? Or are they desensitized to stuff they should be much more aware of?
I mean, I think in this world, like, a child almost has to have a phone at age 13 or whatever to be able to communicate with a parent.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean they have to have full-blown access to everything,
Right.
like you were saying. Like, I remember my first phone was a Nextel. Like, I was a construction worker. Push to talk. Beep, beep, beep. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah. I'm out of band. You can come pick me up
That's
now.
right.
You know?
I remember the push to talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the push to
Great.
talk.
Yeah. That's all I did. Like, you could call out.
Chirp. Beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep.
And,
Yeah, I remember when the Razor was the cool phone. The
Oh
flip
yeah,
phone, like
the Razor and the chocolate. Do you remember that?
I think so.
It looked like a chocolate bar.
Yep.
Mhm. And then the professionals had the Blackberries with the big
Oh,
QWERTY
yeah, Palm
keyboards on the
Pilot.
bottom.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, like the changes, it does sneak up on you. And especially the AI stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
But as much as I use it, I think back to the first time I used ChatGPT, and then I think of what like Grok can do and what the music AIs can do, and so many others I haven't even messed with. And you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
In a way, it can be a lot of fun and very useful, but
Yeah.
in another way, like it's going to change this world, and it's going to change faster than we ever even thought. Elon's right about that in particular. Like the rapid pace of change is coming, and this is why, like, as much as great things will be accomplished, what we got to get back is our center is God, like that. And not just you attend church and you get your ticket punched sort of stuff. I mean, like. Our education needs to be focused on that, on the deeper values, whether in the scriptures themselves or the great stories that have been told throughout the years. And I feel like that's where we've backslid. Like we've got cool advancements and, God love innovation. But when we start losing that moral center and that respect for the unseen world that made everything seen, I think we're playing with fire, especially as we start dealing with things that pretend to be us.
Right.
And going back to the cell phone thing, I mean, I just can't imagine at 10, 11, 12, 13 sitting around doom scrolling on a cell phone. I mean, we were outside, we were playing, we were involved in sports. Like, there's just so much more to be doing. And I feel like they're losing their childhood to a cell phone.
Well, and, I realized this as I started to pray more in the last, say, 60 days. And about 20 days into that, I really started to notice this, that a classic categorization for the devil himself, for Satan, is the accuser and the scatterer. And go on social media and see if you see accusation. And I don't mean like justified accusation, just accusation, people don't even know each other, and people who are scatterbrained. And everything's deconstructed and you can't trust anything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I never noticed. I was always frustrated by it before, but I never noticed it in those terms before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's out there for sure. Anyway, got to hit this break. Before we do, though, this part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. And there at Dillon Rings, they can do custom design work for you.
Yep.
That is second to none. Really great stuff. In fact, I'm working with Josh Ryder on a particular piece and having a lot of fun with it. Like, I'm loving the process. He's so easy to work with. I'm the difficult one. I admit it. I'm very
About time you
particular.
admitted that, but okay.
Shut up, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit it to Josh and Laura.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to difficult, don't even get me started with you. But even Josh could work with you, of all people.
I'm going to put him to the test.
You should.
I'm going to.
Because I had a
Anniversary coming up.
particular thing in mind, and like he has been kind of whittle it down, and go from the process of, just drawing on a napkin to then a nice actual artist sketch and then a full digital rendering with the CAD program, and you're starting to see the prototyping take place. Like, okay, this is really cool.
Coming together, baby.
So if you've got something that you just dreamt about and you want to get it done, or it could be you inherited a couple pieces of jewelry that are out of fashion, but you want to keep them for sentimental reasons, you can combine jewelry, update jewelry, and of course they do repair work, spa treatments, and they have a great selection there at Dillon Rings. So check them out. That's 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey, Eddie, and Madeline sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffer with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. These make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. It changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet store a try.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
Don't miss the River Region Healthy Living Expo happening Thursday, April 30th from 10 to 2 at the shops at East Chase. From senior health to total wellness, it's all here and admission is free. Learn more in the Check It Out section at WAKA.com.
If you're tired of average meals and rush dining, come see us. Epicure and Jack's Tavern offers wet-aged steaks cut in-house, scratch-made lunches, unbeatable beer buckets, and unforgettable dinners. This is food made with pride and served with heart. We invite you to come visit soon at 2060 Downing Street in Millbrook. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. You'll taste the difference.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
We've got a nice little temperature turnaround underway, and even the nights are more reasonable with mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 56, so not as cool as it has been. Meanwhile, expect high temperatures in the middle 80s tomorrow, Wednesday, and also on Thursday. A good amount of sunshine. Much of Friday should be dry with a high in the middle 80s, but the risk of showers beginning, let's say, towards Friday evening, Friday night, with showers and thunderstorms becoming more likely at some point over the weekend, especially late Saturday into Sunday. And too early to say if some of those storms will be on the strong side. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You're listening to Joey Clark. Joey Clark. And his old pal, Mr. Bader. It's Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Madeline Cannon had the scoop, but Eddie Bader's still here.
Rocking it to some more just AI music, Joe?
Yeah, man,
I like it, man.
It's very one. I played it for you the month or two ago. Like it's the one you need to be rocking from the boat.
I can tell I'm gonna have to get a little bit of extra bass in the boat, but dude, this jet ski I bought.
Yeah,
I bought it for some redneck, nice kid. He's got like $1,000 worth of stereo equipment in this jet ski, to the point of it runs off Bluetooth. So I finally hooked it up the other day and turned it on. The first click of the volume on your phone is as loud as you can play it and stand there. I went like halfway, and you could hear it from a couple hundred yards away. So
Heck,
imagine
oh.
how this is going to sound on the water.
That's pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, I'm not going to ride it. Somebody else is going to ride it, but I'll get to hear the music.
No, I'll have to load up the playlist.
Dude, I'm telling you, it is so loud. It's I hate saying it, it's a little embarrassing. It's kind of loud.
No, I can't remember the last time I was on jet ski.
Oh, yeah? Oh, dude. It's been a great summer so far. Went into it a little depressed, and somebody's like, dude, let's go buy some used jet skis. We have. Depression has left me.
And it's been fun
Yeah,
taking them
it's
out?
fun, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the last time I was on the coast. And that's very different than the lake. So
Well, these are a couple of Thrasher jet skis. I mean, we didn't pay much for them. So, like, when you hit the dock, don't care. When you beach it, don't really care.
Okay, nice.
That's why
Or is there anything to watch out for when you're driving a jet ski?
Me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't hit things or watch out for boats.
Oh, yeah, boats. Yeah, the whole safety thing and buoys
Right.
and all that kind of crap. But mainly watch out for me.
Is there a way to flip it that's dangerous?
Oh, yeah. I'll show you.
You like to flip it?
Not really, but it happens, and you need to be prepared.
It's fine. You finally admitted Eddie likes to flip it all the time.
Flip it.
He'll flip it good.
Mm-hmm. But it's just a lot of fun, and it's it's kind of a way to burn off some energy.
There
I
you
guess
go.
you'd say.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Oh, Tuberville Trump continued to push reforming NIL. College sports are on the verge of collapse.
Does anybody support the current NIL system? I mean, is anybody backing that?
People making a crap load of money,
A couple
probably.
agents, and that's about it.
And a few players. But you got to wonder, some of those young kids, how many of them are being taken for a ride by their so-called advisors
Oh, no
and
doubt.
agents and these types.
Well, how many of them are going to ruin any chance they ever have in the NFL by screwing so much in this NIL? Then nobody's going to want you. You'll be toxic.
Well, and here's Trump this morning on Squawk Box, and he brings up the NIL thing in the middle of Iran and so many other things.
Happened with NIL. They destroyed college sports, the court system, destroyed. So hard to put that one back, Humpty Dumpty, so hard to put that one back together. We had 150 years of rulings and everything else, and they had such a great system. It was a scholarship system. You get free college if you're a good athlete. You get this, you get that. And it took care of every sport. Fencing, and not only football. Now it's all football, and the football is bringing down colleges because they're losing. Did you see Penn State lost $500 million last year? Florida State lost $450 million last year. They can't lose that kind of money. They don't make that kind of money. And the court system, a person that never had anything to do with sports, a very liberal-leaning Democrat, liberal, she decided that the sports system that was in place for 150 years is no good. She never went to a game before. Is no good. And she said it's unconstitutional. And unfortunately, NCAA didn't even appeal it. I've won a lot of cases on appeal, to be honest with you. We got some really bad judges.
He sounds like his old self.
Yeah.
Let's go to Simpler Days real quick. Hey, Simpler Days, how you doing?
Hey, Eddie, did you see Saban on the water with his boat pulling the inner tube?
I didn't see it this weekend, no.
You need to pull it up on YouTube.
Okay.
It's when every summer, the incoming freshman, he would have a get together. It is Lake Place.
Nice.
And he had this inner tube, and he challenged, and he said, "I bet you can't hang on to the inner tube."
Yes, that's the game we play.
He would take them around, and then he got none of them could stay on it, and I think one of them weighed close to 400 pounds, had the best thing, and about pull the boat down,
like pull a stump.
But he took, but one of the Manning boys wanted to do an interview with him, and he challenged Saban. He said, "I bet you can't throw me off." And Saban cranks it up, and the camera's on Saban's face, and you see him kind of cat smiling. And then all of a sudden, he throws into full throttle and hits a wake, and you see Eli bouncing up into the air in his feet. That's all you see is his feet bouncing across the water, head first, tail first. But Saban loved his. He got a new jet ski about every other year.
Yep.
He wanted to get a faster one and faster one and faster one. But Trump's right. they killed the golden goose, and it'll never be the same. And one day we'll look back and say, "Remember when?"
Right.
Well, appreciate the call, man.
Thank you, Simper Days.
Okay, have a good day.
See you, bro.
Got to hit this break. Be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
When it's time to replace an old window or door, you want expert craftsmanship and proven experience. You want Davis Door and Sash. Right now, take advantage of our limited time promotion. 10% off materials on new energy-efficient doors and windows. Voted best in the River region for windows and installation in 2024 and 25. Davis Door and Sash would love to work for you. Call 334-288-6010 or visit davisdoorandsashalabama.com. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles with Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're all right.
I tell you, today, it's been a very interesting day. We had the Vice President of Mohawk stop by, and he's just going over numbers. And he said, "Man, y'all are doing great this year. You're up 89% with us for the year."
Nice.
Wow. And I'm like, that. He's like, "So what's your secret?" And I didn't tell him what the secret sauce was because he was going to my competition.
Yep.
So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. We've just been working really, really hard.
Well, you guys have, Ray.
It has nothing to do with talk radio.
Nothing at all. Y'all just been working so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we barely even talk about the store when you call up. Well, we talk about turkey hunting and you dealing with dogs and
fishing, things like that,
and helping the wife out.
You know, I got a buddy at church, Jason, and he's like, "I love your ads. How you always talk about everything but flooring, and you still sell flooring." I said, "Yeah, I got a knack about that, don't I?"
Sell the mess out of it, man.
Today, I must be advertising Prattville Carpet here, not ancient.
But there's a method to your
He's sitting
madness.
next to me right now saying, "Do not say my name on the radio again."
That's such a beautiful
I don't have
thing.
the
It
truck
is.
set off during the day. But if y'all need a floor, call us at 285-8117. In all seriousness, there's a reason we're 89% up. The sales they've given us is just incredible. These new LVPs, they're super thick, 20 mils. They're the hardest thing I've ever seen to scratch. I mean, a diamond to scratch, but you got to really do something to scratch these things.
Yep.
And the pricing is beyond unbelievable. So call us at 285-8117. We'll come out and give you a free measurement.
Just that simple, folks. Again, that number, 285-8117. And be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
Hey, y'all have a great day.
You too, Ray.
So we learn anything today? A few things.
A couple things. AG News announcement. I was expecting something larger.
Yeah, but I mean, it's actually a pretty good correction of roadblocks.
Let's do something with that money, though. Let's go.
Okay.
Build a school. Let's do something good with it.
No, I think there are a lot of people hoping for, like, they're going to get somebody. The amount of rumors, like,
oh, that they're going to bust some individual?
Somebody's going to be served at Goat Hill, or, somebody's looking into the city, and it's like, no, calm down. That ain't happening. Not at the end of a quadrennium.
That ain't happening.
By the way, again, if you weren't listening the other day, folks, if you don't even know what that word means, quadrennium, I barely know what it means. But it's just a great way to sound like you kind of know what you're talking about, especially when you add to it, it's like, we can't do that. It's the end of the quadrennium. Or we can't do that. It's the very begin. The next quadrennium is about to begin. We can't do that. It's a good excuse.
It is a good excuse. I'll give you that.
Yeah, wives out there, we can't sleep together, honey. It's the end of the quadrennium.
Don't give them another excuse, Joey.
It's a good one, though.
Don't.
And of all the excuses, your wife brings up the quadrennium. You're like, damn you, Joey Clark.
Yes. Send all hate mail. Attention, Joey Clark.
No, you know. Y'all love each other and get along.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck with that.
Good luck indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we learned some studies about, solving the guinea worm problem around the world.
That is
Pretty
interesting.
incredible story.
Yeah. Yep, that is.
Also learned the Department of Justice launches criminal investigation into Montgomery-based SPLC.
Yes. Yeah.
And the Montgomery Advertiser story on that's like, I think they're looking into our informants who helped us take down the Klan. I'm like, I think that happened decades ago.
Thank you so much,
They might
Joey.
be looking into something more modern.
Thank you so much, Joey.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, are you kidding me?
Like, I know we're biased, but
come on.
Come on, guys. Anyway, good show, man.
It was a great show. I enjoy seeing Madeline. Always
Yeah,
good to see her.
absolutely. Always great.
The
seeing
only other
Madeline
place
again.
I like seeing her besides here, at a closing. I'd seeing her at a closing.
Always be closing.
That's right.
Coffee is for closers. Anyway, y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg Vidal. He's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.